This weekend's not good for me. I have to work on my script.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's been a couple of days since I streamed last time. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm sure I am a little bit. Been very tired. Been very busy. Trying to get things done around where I live. Had to go downtown today and I had to go downtown and do some stuff. Right. So I've been up early in the morning, very tired. The stream is mostly just gonna be us catching up with a lot of things that's been going on. I missed a lot of streams the last couple of days because mostly my sleep has been really rough, very tough. I am unable to sleep properly, so only really the last 2 or 3 days I've been finally getting some proper sleep at a reasonable time rather than just waking up late and then going to bed late and then repeating the cycle. So. Mm. And it's been very cold where I live. Extremely cold, like below 0 degrees in some days. The morning will just be extremely cold. So cold that you have to pray that your car turns on. I've been through that so many times. Hmm. Just drinking some coffee, relaxing, enjoying the time. I know I miss a lot of things, and I've been covering them as I go. With the whole, what is it? The last time we streamed was like what, a couple days ago, like 2 days ago, and it was mostly about Wings of Redemption and the whole fake divorce thing that happened between him and Kelly, and how I was really mad about that. And I think today we're gonna mostly cover the stream from 2 nights ago where Boogie got supposedly dumped by his girlfriend. We're just gonna watch that a little bit. Then maybe we're gonna watch some other stuff, maybe some stuff from Mafia Milkers, maybe catch up with other things, shit around. It's really more of a catch up stream. I really didn't have anything properly planned to stream today. Just mostly me just going back and watching old streams and commentating, and talking about it, how ridiculous they are. Hey, Jetty Life, hope you're doing good. Hope you can hear me, man. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're having a good one, my man. I know, I'm sure, have been enjoying the last day. Oh. Especially how rough my sleep been. So this is gonna be more or less a cozy stream. Not too much exciting stuff. I mean, we are just covering Locale Live and all that shit, so I guess in a way these streams are like me A-logging them now. I guess a lot of these streams will just be A-logging them and just making fun of them, covering other people too. That's what as we get through the next couple hours. Probably wants a little bit of Mafia Milkers. I made a video today. I released a video today actually. If you guys haven't watched it, go ahead, watch that. Go watch that video. I spent a little bit of time on it. I felt like some of the things I could have done better was try to illustrate my point about Mafia Milkers and Locale Queen. Mostly because the guys made a offhand remark about how Locale Queen didn't have a real identity early on, which I think is false. It had a clear identity in what it was trying to do. Right. It had a very clear identity. Mafia Milkers, on the other hand, does not. Why is that? Why is that the case? Why is there a clear difference between Mafia Milkers and Locale Queens? Well, Locale Queens had the benefit of having 4 people, well, technically 3, but had 4 people running the show. Grace, Tina, and obviously Becky. And now what I mean by that is, before we get into that, I'll just gonna finish this up and then we'll get into the video or the stream we're gonna be watching. But my point is that Locale Queen had the benefit of 4 people that could gather information relatively young or have had experience on the platform. So they were able to make point or critique things. They were just the female version of Locale Live. That's what the whole point was. To be a female counterpart and to cover female drama. Now, obviously, after Grace and Lynx more or less left, that's not being the case. That's not being the case. And it has become basically Locale Live, but punishment. That's really all that it is. It's just Locale Live, but punishment edition. You're watching the show because either you hate it so much and you're hate donating, or you're watching it because you just want to make fun of these idiots and how much of a failure of a show is. Which it is. But because it brings in so much money and brings in so much view, to Keem, it's already justified its existence, whether you like it or not. And then when we compare it to something like Mafia Milkers, which is just female boomers. And it'd be very different. Oh, they're boomers, but they're learning about the internet and they're learning about this subculture of the internet. And I think people will be perfectly fine. I think a lot of people like seeing older generation talk about current stuff. I think that's just something people like to see. Yeah, if anyone remember, there's this YouTuber. I don't know if she makes videos anymore, but used to be a YouTuber. She was an old lady, and she used to play Skyrim, and people really adore her. People really loved her. So people really do enjoy older people trying new things. It's just, and vice versa, right? It's just a common thing. But I think the issue with Mafia Milkers is like there's no real personality. There's Savage, who is the show itself, right? There's Glammy Lammy, who I think she's a nice woman, but I'm like, I don't think she should be on a show like this. And then there's Psycho Mom, and Psycho Mom does not do shit. Like, no offense towards her, but she has no time to shine. So because of that, it's very hard to even enjoy a show. And I've tried to watch it. The first episode is so boring that it's like just drama. That's all it is right off the bat. And then the next couple of episodes, it's just L after L after L. Then when we look at Locale Queens, at least Locale Queens, you can go back and watch the shit show that it is and enjoy the shit show and everything that unfolded from it, all the drama and all the bullshit. Whereas Mafia Milker, yeah, it only has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes. Those 6 episodes compared to the first 3 episodes of Locale Queens, or even the first 6 episodes, are not even on the same level. What I mean by that also is because, like, you had a Locale Queen, the first episode you had RTU. You can't beat that on your first episode. You really can't. Compared to Mafia Milkers, who do they have? Wings? Billy the Fridge? Like, no one gives a shit. That's not content. It's just, all you're doing is pulling people from the main universe in. You're not pulling anyone else. Which is funny because now, it's funny because of that, RTU is on in the Locale universe with Locale Tech Talk, which is basically just classic RTU. That's all that is. If anyone wonders what the hell the premise of Locale Tech, it's just classic RTU on just with a new paint of code. And Locale Court basically is dead. It's basically been canceled. So, there's that. So when we compare, and also it doesn't help that, like, one of the things people should remember is, like, a lot of live streams, even my own live stream, it takes time to develop a character, to develop what they are. And for Locale Live, they, it's over expansion with no pause. And I mean, like, Keem announced, like, we'll get into it when we get into it, but Keem announced, like, 2 more shows, or 2 more something. Like, he announced Locale Nerd, which I guess he's backtracking what he said early on the month where he said he's not going to create any more new shows, and now he created Locale Nerd. And I'm like, what was the whole point then, man? And also the fact that they have to pull people from their own Discord, which isn't a bad thing. Don't not say, that is not a bad thing. To pull people, to pull fans into it is not a bad thing. It's actually kind of a good thing. It's just the problem is, many of them are either don't have YouTube channels, don't have proper microphones or setup, or just never been on something like this, so they don't know what to do. So a lot of them are just in a position of that's not incompetent. I'll come down later. Like whether or not they're incompetent is a different talking point. It's just they, many of them just have not done it. Maybe some of them have mics because maybe they just like having a nice input and output sound to talk to other people. You know what I mean? So there's that. I could go on a lot longer about this, but we're gonna go into this because I've watched most of it, or at least a part that do matter. So we're gonna watch this. Sorry, we're gonna just skip the intro because I think it's ridiculous. Here we go. Oops. No, did everything update? Yep, there. Okay. Sorry. It's OBS updated, so I'm making sure everything runs properly. We're gonna just I'm shut my mouth for a bit.
Well, John quit right before Mafia Milkers was about to go live. He got frustrated because Glammy was covering for Savage today because Savage has off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because she has to watch her grandbaby, which is totally fine. Glammy's supposed to cover for Savage on Mafia Milkers. And then all of a sudden, Glammy starts messaging John saying that her computer isn't working. So John's messaging me saying, hey, we got to cancel. I've tried everything with Glammy and her computer's not working. Apparently it was unplugged or some shit, and they wasted 2 hours trying to get the computer running. Wasn't plugged in. So then John said, fuck.
Mind you, Glammy is an old lady. She's close to her 50s. So there is sort of like... So there's that. She's in her 50s, and because of that, she's not tech savvy. You have to give her at least a bit of slack to realize that she's not tech savvy. So anywho, you posted that everyone is it? No, I haven't gotten the chance because right now my Discord is temporarily locked. If you want to go ahead, if you want to do that, go ahead. Right now, I can't really do much of my own personal Discord because of fucking violation. It's a long story, but to get it really out of the way, some idiot on one of the servers I'm in was being really schizo and really dumb. If you don't know this, Discord is very sensitive about this stuff. Mostly because of a bunch of incidents that happened between 2017 and 2019. I'm not gonna exactly say what incident I'm referring to, but if you're on a political side that Discord does not agree with, even if you're like even very liberal, they will automatically flag you and ban you. In the server I was in, we had a schizo in there. We just kind of tolerated him, but then it helped that he was a moderator on top of that. So, it caused my Discord to be temporarily limited till end of the day, I guess. So, I guess like either 12 o'clock in the morning, so at 12 p.m., I'll have full on access back to my Discord, or I have to wait till tomorrow. So right now, I'm not in a position to really respond. That's why haven't been active this morning or really much of last night because of that. So I do apologize if I haven't shared this. I just can't do much right now on my Discord. So it's like great. It was like it happened just in a weird time because I was picking up a family member, and I was trying to talk to somebody about something, and then boom, it just happened. I'm like, God dang it. So I'll check right now if I no, yeah, I'm still limited access. Yeah, I'll. It says I should be back on by again either some point today. So there's that. Cause I love Discord. I love Discord so much. It's not like it's an app that is run by incompetent idiots who barely know how to program or do anything. So I'll have all my access is limited, and kind of right now switching in and out of different accounts. It's just a hassle on my end, so I have to figure that out. I think there is an option or a setting on Discord where you're allowed to switch account seamlessly, but right now I can't figure out why it's not letting me do that. So I'll have to figure that out later. Meaning that I'll have to create a backup account before anybody asks. So what I did, and I was able to do. Because the thing is, I'm able to still do everything. Like, I'm still able to respond with emojis. I'm still able to do my moderator role and everything. Do you see my post? Yeah, I saw your post. Thanks, man. Thanks so much. I can respond with emojis, but I can't text or respond to like with words. So only way I can respond to people is through emojis. So. That's my life right now. That's just my life right now. Just my life. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this fake drama.
This shit. I quit. I'm done, and ran off. So then it was on me, and then Glammy starts messaging me, "Hey, my audio's not working." So I just sent a message to Glammy, and I was like, "Look, you're about to be live in an hour. You better figure it out. I'm not getting on the phone with you anymore, Glammy. I'm not babysitting you anymore, Glammy. If you can't figure out how to get your audio working on your fucking computer, show's going to be canceled." And instead of helping her and just yelling at her saying, "Well, you better figure it out," she got it done.
Hallelujah.
She got it done.
You got a boomer to do the basic.
Mafia Milkers is still running. No, there's no way. There's no fucking way.
Hallelujah. They got the basic things done. Better than Becky. Oh, no, it was actually worse than Becky.
So they had a decent show. Was it a great show? No, but it was a show.
Mind you, I believe in the next stream, it was either this stream or the stream prior. They talk about viewership, right? Now, mind you, Keem is focused on viewerships and donos. That's his goal. He doesn't care about what everybody else say. But once the viewership in those streams start to go down,
set up the redirect.
It starts to get starts to become a problem for him. I wonder why, Keem. It's like you created shows with no rhyme or reason.
Last night, Tech Talk launched. Great show.
R2U Classic, that's
Great
all it
show.
is.
People loved it.
It's just R2U Classic.
Really loved it, but everyone's bitching about that show because it's in a different time slot or some other fucking thing. There's always like a million fucking problems going on. Finally locked down a place for Fat Camp, but we can't use it because Wings and Boogie can't walk on sand. They cannot walk on sand.
Yeah, fat people really can't.
Tech Talk. Today was the day that I was supposed to get.
If you ever met a fat person in the beast, they cannot do shit.
I got a ton of work done. I didn't get anything done. Because not only were there these issues with John quitting and Glammy and fucking, you got to understand, Becky's been going after Tina's son. This is not Tina's pissed. So
if you guys don't know, Becky went after, what I feel like a little scripted. Becky went after Tina's son because Becky is going on her like Snow Bunny arc. If you know what that is, you know what that is. It was just kind of disgusting because like, girl, that's your co-worker's son, and even if you don't like her, it's kind of disgusting to say shit like that in public while everybody's streaming. It kind of makes you look desperate. And the guy isn't bad looking. He's okay, right? He's pretty tall, whatever. But like, come on, Becky, don't do shit like that. Also, I hate how Kim is saying "canteen."
Blowing up my phone, saying something needs to be done.
Dude, you sound stupid. You're trying to act like a girl. You're trying to act like a
and taken care
like a middle schooler,
and
high school
on top
girl.
Of all this,
who
a very real situation.
Dating by emphasizing a syllable
I think it was like 3 shows
it sounds
ago.
a lot more
can I
cuter.
bring this up, Boogie?
Makes him sound retarded.
And it was about Desi telling Boogie he's not allowed to talk to any females in the Local Live universe because she's jealous of them or something. I don't fucking know.
It's gonna pop up a lot about talking to females or coworkers. Here's a life advice from experience. If a girl is jealous of you being around female, either A, they're usually are insecure, which is usually the case. It's usually the case. I said this before. A lot of the time, girls are usually insecure. Or two, it's more likely that their previous relationship, their ex, cheating on them with somebody close to them. That's usually one or two reasons. In the case of Desi, who I'm pretty sure she hasn't dated, I think Boogie is her first boyfriend and soon to be husband. So I don't know why she would be jealous of that.
It's fat camp. You're supposed to work, right? Oh yeah. Let's call Boogie. So we call Boogie, and Boogie answers, and he's like, "I'm throwing this bitch out." And him and Desi are fucking fighting, and she's screaming in the fucking background. And then I'm trying to get Boogie to just talk to us and not Desi. He won't do it. I'm trying to get Brantley to call Desi so she can vent to Brantley. And, she's like, Brantley doesn't even talk to me anymore. What the fuck is going on? Apparently, the two of them are broken up. Boogie hasn't slept in like days or something like that because they've been fighting for days. And I don't even know if he's fucking showing up.
I don't even know.
He said he was showing up, but it looks like he is not here. What's going on, Wingo?
Well, I was sitting there fucking with my camera saturation and shit. Look how oversaturated I can get.
Do you know this story?
I woke up to Boogie trying to feel like he's playing copycat, but the more I read into it, the more it might seem like it's real.
Dude, how am I even supposed to post about this situation? How are we supposed to have this thumbnail? Because it's like, that's 100% fake. They just did this with Wings and Kelly. You know what I mean? And it's like, but this is what's really happening.
Truthfully, I think that is okay. I think Boogie is trying to copycat Wings because they probably thought it was such a success the first time. Whether or not you believe that's the case, or whether or not you believe that whole thing was true or not, they probably felt that it was a success the first time, so they decided to do it with Boogie. And obviously people weren't going to buy it, so they realized, well, we can just cut it now and just cut our losses later. Because the difference between Boogie and Wings and their relationship is that with Desi relies a lot on Boogie, right? Desi is incapable of doing most of the things by herself. She's just an incapable lady. No offense to her, but she's a very incapable lady. She can't drive. She can't, from what I understand, she can't cook. She does some of the cleaning, but that's to be a basic. That's not me being sexist. And she doesn't have a job. So it puts her in a position where she's always relying on Boogie as her, basically not more than her boyfriend, but more like a sugar daddy type of relationship, like a father-daughter. That's why people say it's like a father-daughter relationship, where it's Kelly and Wings. There's a difference again. Kelly and Wings are very two independent people who can do things by themselves. They both have jobs, they both have careers, they both do things. Yeah, Wings is lazy, but I think if push comes to shove, he'll do shit if he has to, right? Especially once it becomes really bad. But Kelly in herself is somebody who can do almost anything she wants. She's not limited by Wings. She's not relying on Wings. Yeah, the money she's getting out of Wings is great and beneficial, but she doesn't need it because she's self-reliant. Especially her going back to school right now, she is a very self-reliant person. Right. Where again, Desi the option. She has no way of supporting herself, where Kelly does. So, but also because of that, it leads into a lot of
From what I know,
problem with Wings and Kelly,
Boogie was actually having
just
these
because of the
hour-long conversations daily
things
with
like
Becky.
emotional
It kind of
stuff
like
and just
started
mentality.
when we
Whereas
started
Boogie
getting the
and
idea of like,
Desi
hey,
are
Boogie,
like
we need to
what,
contact Becky,
probably
get
more
this
similar
dumpster going, and they'd be
mentally
just talking
speaking.
and like vibing and shit.
Wait, for real?
Yeah,
Boogie?
like he was having these hour-long conversations with her after everything else was done.
Where did you hear that from?
I feel like they just copy what Wings did. Because Wings used to speak to Becky for like an hour or something like that. I feel like they just copy and pasted
The
that
main
and didn't
chat
change
in
anything.
Discord.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a good source.
Well, you know what Boogie told me?
What'd
He
he say?
told me that he had 1 hour talk with her. So, we'll see. Let me play this dono real quick. Vice President of the locale court quits. Please get money for John to move out of his sister's and back into
Trident super chatted $20.70. Hi Keen.
You know what Boogie told me? Boogie told me that Boogie, you got your stream playing in the background.
Yo
I know.
mama
I was playing
underscore
on my
super
phone
chatted
trying to decide whether or not I
$20.
was coming in.
Vice President of
I mean, you're already
Locale
there.
Universe,
Just
quit rolling on the floor,
guys.
laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing. Please get money for John to move out his sister back house, please.
Boogie, you're 11 minutes late, bud.
Doc my pay. I'm particularly worried about it.
He
That's
sounds
gonna be
more
a fine
sick
of
than
one
like
girlfriend.
genuinely depressed. Like, I just dog my pay.
Yeah.
Like he's just
I told you, I
tired.
do
He's a
not
tired
wanna
old
talk
Bad
about
man.
this
Jester
publicly.
95
Tired old
super
boomer.
chatted
Try to resolve it.
$19.99. Tina claimed Savage was fried in chat today, then joined Ban World. It was hilarious. Outs how stupid she is.
Boogie, yeah, I did hear Tina was getting along with the Mafia Milkers. Obviously, when I spoke to you privately, I said, "Hey, can we talk about this in stream?" You're like, "I don't give a fuck. Air it to the world." She's
Yeah,
she's
I know,
a psycho.
and I've changed my mind since then, and I feel like talking about it's just going to make it worse. Again, everybody wants this to be content. Everybody wants this to be make believe. If it was make believe, I would have no problem talking about it, right? I don't want to talk about it because I
In all fairness, that's what is becoming content. It's just the question is how long is this gonna last? Where the Kelly and Wing stuff lasted probably a good day or so. This only lasted really less than a day, right? It started from the morning, right when they first posted this on Twitter, around like 12 o'clock. Look at Wing. Look at little Wing in his fucking face. He's like blowing up his eyes.
Well, I want to try to resolve this with her. I want to try to figure it out. Because, dude, I can't do this. I've spent 2 years of my life dedicated to this woman, building a life with this woman. I can't do what I did in 2017 again. I can't watch somebody I love walk out the door again. I'm not
And then
interested.
you become a
in it.
whore
She
and
can't walk out
and
the door.
pay
You have to drive her
prostitutes.
somewhere.
No, she can get an Uber.
I
It's on her
remember that.
phone.
I remember
I
that.
made sure she had a balance and credit card and everything else. She ever wanted to leave, she has the option. I've told her this a million times. You want to go? I'll help you go. You know, like I said the same thing to my ex-wife, and I cut her a check for $250,000 on the way out the door.
Okay.
$250,000 down the way out the
Same
door.
thing with Desi. If she wants to go, I'll help her go. But like, I don't want her to go, man. I don't.
Can you explain to the audience why she broke up with you? Like, what happened exactly?
On the night that I crashed out with John, there was a bunch of other things going on in the background. The biggest of which was I had been friendly to Becky, and I've had 2 separate conversations with Becky, one for like 45 minutes, one for an hour. The first was after the very bad thing happened to her, and I was worried about her. So I reached out to her. I'm like, hey, tell me everything, because I was trying to better understand what you needed to understand, right? Like I wanted to talk to her so that when we talked about it, we would have a good plan moving forward. The second time was after you yelled at me for a day and a half. And she's like, look, if you just need somebody to vent to, since you let me vent to you, I'll vent. So again, both of these conversations, I called her and I'm like, yeah, it's a frustrating job sometimes. If it's a good opportunity, you know, I'm glad you're taking advantage of the opportunity. And we talked more about what she'd been through. And keep in mind, Desi is in the room for all these conversations. 99% of the conversations I have are on speakerphone because I just prefer it. Desi's in the room. And both of these conversations I had with Desi's just sitting right there. She hears everything that's being said.
This what caught me off guard, right? If your girlfriend is there and she's hearing everything you guys are talking about, and she's not mad then and there, it really does prove how scripted it is, because I would never say anything like that. I would have just said like, "Oh well, my girl's in the other room," or something like that, right? If they really wanted to play off the, convince people this wasn't scripted. But by saying that, and only now does she get mad, sounds like something was being pulled. Some strings were being pulled. Light speed, right? Especially,
She knows
with
there's no
Desi.
infidelity, there's no flirting, there's no nothing. At the best, it's a work friendship. That's the best case scenario. Doesn't get any more detailed than that. But for whatever reason,
then why is she
Desi,
mad?
I don't know.
Well, what is she saying exactly?
She's saying that she said a lot of things over the last 6 days.
Okay, can you explain them? Because I'm trying to understand her perspective. I mean, I know because I talked to you privately.
It started off with her just being mad. And I'm
case.
trying to figure out the source of her being mad. And she's like, I don't appreciate that you're talking to Becky so much. And I'm like, it's two conversations, one after a really bad day for her and one after a really bad day for me. And Michael can confirm this, Billy can confirm this. The majority of my life, I've had female friends, platonic female friends. The majority of my life.
I got a question.
What?
What does a bad day for Desi look like? Like, doesn't she just like sit around?
I mean,
and
she
watch
does.
TV?
She
A
doesn't
bad
do
day for
anything.
Desi is generally a bad mental health day.
Okay, but like, what does that mean, bad mental? Like, it'd be different. Like, you're working a very stressful job, and it just gets too much for you. I understand that, right? Or you have family issues, and it gets to you. Again, that's understandable. Or you're controlling your mental problems, but because of I don't know, maybe because of environmental or because of work or a mixture of different things, you have mental bad, and I get it. In the modern day, in our modern world, those things are very common. At the same time, there's a certain point when you realize you just have to grow the fuck up and stop with that crap, right? I dealt, like, my mom, for instance, has like depression, right? She had a lot of problems, especially growing up. She was very unstable. So she has depression, she had mental outbursts, but never once she straight up told me like, yeah, I'm taking a mental day off. She was more like, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go work, make money for my kids to survive and all that. That's how it was when I was young. Nowadays you have, I'm taking today off because it was a mental day, rather than saying, if you work and you work a lot and you're trying for a goal, it's just easy to say, it's better than to say, I'm just taking a day off, like I just want to rest. It's not a mental thing, it's just like I just want to rest. Just say that. Don't add it more unless you have to. But like Desi doesn't work. She doesn't really cook. She only do some of the stuff around the house. And I think he has two other roommates that helps him. So there's no excuse, and that's what makes it so weird, because like Halsey has a bad mental day if she doesn't do anything outside of the house. Maybe her being inside the house is kind of a bad thing, like Stockholm syndrome.
She can get into her own head pretty easy.
Fair, so do I, but I do something
But
about
I'm
it,
having
and
a bad day for
like, get a
Becky,
hobby or
and then a
play
bad
some
day for
games or
Mom.
read a
I know
book or
friends-
watch
I know-
idiots on the
I
internet
know
fight.
What's going on?
What?
Think about this, right? Wings, tell me if I'm right. Didn't Boogie and Desi start dating over their bond of their trauma?
I mean, about the
it's one of
trauma
the things-
bond thing.
It's one of the
Yeah.
things that we had in common. Sure, yeah.
Okay. Now you're in trouble, right? You're going through it, and you talk to who? Becky.
Dank Frombish super chatted $20.70. This script is faker
Ooh.
than Boogie's fake cancer.
It's not fake.
God, I fucking wish, man.
And
I would literally.
I think
would
Keem's onto
literally-
something here.
And
I
listen,
would rather eat my left fucking testicle than be going through what I'm going
And
through
listen,
right now. I'd rather
Becky-
do the fucking cancer side.
Becky
You-
has
no,
a
you
bad
really
day,
don't want
and
to.
who does she talk to? Boogie. Boogie
'Cause
has a
they're
bad
friends.
day, and who does he talk to?
My experience with trauma bonding is both good and negative. Good is because it's easy to bond with people with trauma, but the question is, how do you overcome your trauma? Or at least, how do you bond with somebody who had trauma but hasn't overcome it, whereas you have, right? And to give you the truth, these people like Boogie, probably like Desi, just like Becky, probably never really overcame their trauma. Now, mind you, trauma could take anywhere between like easily a couple weeks to years to overcome. So there's that you gotta think about. But at the same time, the question is, was this trauma self-induced? Like you did that because of your own dumb action, or was it from external forces like family members or friend, right? Again, trauma bonding is nice sometimes as sort of a foundation of building a friendship with people or even relationship, but I'm not sure it was this show or another show, but they or somebody else who said something along the lines of, or was it Ben and Grace? It could have been them. It could have been somebody. I know I heard it. One of them, it was somebody who said that you know the problem is you got two broken people trying to put things together. You can't really, you know, especially if you're trying to develop a romantic relationship. That's it's either healthy or really unhealthy. And from my own experience, it's not always the best. From just my own personal experience. I think it's a great way to find friends, but in terms of developing like a romantic relationship, it's not always the best unless you're overcoming it or have overcome it as it is. Then it's a different story, and then you can help somebody. But you shouldn't always bond over your trauma. You really shouldn't, right? You really shouldn't. With the guy, especially with females, because some female will see your trauma as a sign of weakness for them to use. Some and for males, it could be the same, right? But for males, it's more like, oh hey, you've been through this, I've been through this, we overcame it. You become friends easier. When it's females and vice versa on the opposite end, it can be viewed sometimes for the opposite genders as a tool or even within the same gender. Especially for me, I've experienced something like that. It's not a great time.
Becky, she's jealous that you're literally having the same relationship with Becky that you and Desi started having. That's
I
what
still
this
have
is
that
about.
same relationship with Desi. I talk about her. I talk about everything we're going to do before the show. I talk about it afterwards. But look, something very bad
but
happened to Becky,
Boogie-
and she needed a friend.
Okay, Boogie, but the
And there's
thing
nothing
is,
wrong with that. And if Desi wants to be
the thing
jealous
is,
over
Boogie,
that's
is
fine.
that
it's a platonic work.
you
relationship.
you develop your
It's a
friendship through
friendship. So if she
your
wants to be
relationship
upset
to
about that, that's fine,
trauma.
but she's wrong
That's
to be
that
upset
is
about
an
it.
issue.
in my opinion.
How did it boil to the point where you threw out her clothes? And how long has this fight been going
Wayne's
on?
just like, what the fuck?
About since the John crash out day, which I think is 5 or 6 days. And again, I want to have a conversation about it. And I'll be like, hey, let's talk about it. And then she'll be like, nope, I'm just fucking leaving. I don't want to talk about it. But I'm like, you're the one with the problem. So you need to talk to me. You need to tell me how you feel. I need to be able to
Hold on,
reassure you.
We're skipping over the fact you threw her clothes out. What the fuck made you throw her
Oh,
clothes
yeah.
out?
I have fucking ring camera footage of it.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Why
We're
would you
gonna
do
see
it,
the
though?
picture of it
what
in a
was
second or
happening
two.
that made you
'Cause
go,
it's
"All
like,
right, you
It's
little
ready? You
ridiculous.
get
Take
the
a
fuck
look.
out."
If you want
know?
to take a look, the footage is in the Local Live.
Wings.
Bring it up right now. I don't give a fuck.
Wings, if
I
you
posted it
would
so you can see it.
have been on the phone call with me and Mike when we called Boogie, bro, they were fighting. Like it
Yep.
was bad.
Yep.
Where is the footage? Is this it?
It's under the Local Live channel. It's right above Live on Air. There's not video. All my camera for whatever reason was set to just snapshots. So this is all I have for you. That's all it caught.
It's above live on air. What do you mean?
Do you see one a chat? There's one called Rewind and another one called Local Live. They're
Yeah.
near the top. It says rules, staff, mods, hosts, queens, Rewind, Local Live.
But the funny thing
It's
is,
everyone called
since they're
Local.
using OBS, they can actually crop most of this out and not show the stuff. Why they don't do that, I have no fucking
I can
clue.
re-download it and put it in this chat if you want.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
But this is all my camera got, unfortunately.
Oh, all you gooners in the chat might want to see this because there's panties hanging on a bush in this photo.
I don't think there was any underwear in there.
Also, I think this is also clearly fake. I think because if he would have because Desi has a lot of clothes, right? Desi has a lot of clothes from what we understand, and I think what Boogie did, he just found a bunch of old clothes that she wasn't wearing, or she doesn't wear anymore, or just out of the season, and just threw them all over the place, right? Like if it was just this one, right? They only show us this one, why didn't they show us more to prove like, all right, well, let's disprove it's not fake by showing more, right? Oh, this is probably what they did, just grab a bunch of old stuff and just throw it outside. Now you could say that, oh, well, it's probably hiding on this side, but like, all right, well, why not show us that, right? This is what it all looks like. It's a bunch of old stuff that they just found and threw it outside. It's just not really wearing anymore, or just out of season. That's what it looks like.
What was that green thing hanging on the bush right there to the right?
It took a screenshot of the clothes in air.
Well, it's a snapshot. My camera's just set to nothing but snapshots. I don't know why.
Why is this picture so funny?
I don't know.
Well, I can understand over Becky because my wife gets this. My wife came at me the same reason, and I barely talk to Becky. Right, like my wife has access to my email. She can jump on my Discord anytime she wants. She has access to my computer at all times while I'm asleep. So here's the thing: like women, this is a woman thing, and women can back me up on this. Women get jealous because they always feel like they're worth less than they actually are worth. Right, the society builds them to this situation where like they're never good enough, they're never pretty enough, they never have a good enough personality, and when they see somebody that they think is legitimately pretty, right, in their head they're like, oh, he's gonna leave me for this person. Even though Boogie comes out multiple times says he don't like fat bitches. I
This
doubt
is
he
sort
likes
of
me
true.
'cause I'm fat, right?
This is actually
I
sort of
definitely
true.
wouldn't fuck you for sure.
Right. So like, just because Boogie's trying to be nice and help a coworker out, Desi sees this as like, oh, this bitch is prettier than me, and she's about to steal my man. Fuck this. He does. If he wants her, he can have her.
That is very true among women. They will compete with each other, especially for male attention or at least male recognition. It's just a very common thing with a lot of females. I think it's less of a societal thing and more of a biological thing through and through, rather than a societal. I mean, it could be societal, but it can also go by culture, and even some extent religion to religion. But I think it's mostly a biological thing because with males are very conscious about their surroundings and really less about other males, whereas females are always conscious about other female. Females are more likely the size of each other than males. That's just a fact. If you ever gone anywhere with a female, whether they're your friend, your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, whoever, a lot of the time they will either try to size each other up or to try to gain more male attention. It's just something that is just very common. Now, in the case with Boogie, Desi, and Becky, like obviously Desi had nothing to worry about because Boogie does not like bigger women. So, but even with that, right? Even if this wasn't scripted, let's just say for hypothetical, since it wasn't scripted, it can easily be made the case that like, I don't know, maybe because Becky has such a very outgoing, very tougher personality, it's a threat to a lot of females. Maybe Desi felt a certain way.
Again, if there was a single female, attractive female in the locale universe, I would not be her friend because I know it's triggering for Desi. I get that, right? And I broke it off with all of my other friends. Ash up in St. Louis, I'm sorry, you were one of my favorite ones. I broke it off with all my other female friends, but I'm okay with that because I generally think when you're in a relationship, why do you need to be talking to women too terribly often, right? Fuck it.
No, dude, you're being taken advantage of because can I say some private stuff?
Man, how private do you want to go, man? Keep in mind, I'm going to try to rebuild my relationship after the stream, so let's not do any permanent damage.
Well, keep in mind, Desi's in the wrong. She made you delete your
Jazz
Instagram.
super chatted $20. It's okay, Boogie. The money you drain from Keen can pay for a new live in Nurse.
She made you delete your Instagram. Like, that's silly. You're 54.
Well, she didn't want me looking at photos. Like, I followed Savannah Solo. I followed Liz Katz.
Bro,
I followed these women I've been friends with.
You're 54 years old and your fucking girlfriend's telling you to delete your Instagram. And you're
Gadfly
doing
super chatted $20.
I'm just glad he didn't say
Des
Emily
is right.
Saxton.
If she met some guy 2 months ago, and all of
I would say it is pretty toxic behavior for a female to demand you doing something, or at least demand you to not have contact with other females, especially if they're your friends. I actually have a story to tell relating to this, except rather than females as male. One of my friends, Her boyfriend was very jealous of us for just any amount of reason, even if we were cool with him. He was very jealous, right? Now, mind you, behind the scenes, he was cheating, so that was made it really funny. But he was a very jealous individual, and like especially with one of my other friends. Eventually, he made my friend completely remove him, like block him, delete his number. And she just kind of realized, like the day after she did this, she realized what she did. And she's like, "Yeah, no, I ain't gonna let no man tell me what to do or who to be friends with." Um, Obviously, as for guys, it's maybe a little different. If you're close friends with a female and you have no like reason to like do anything with them, and if a female and let's say your spouse, let's say a girlfriend, demands you to like, oh well, break up all contact with her, like don't do that. That is a very toxic, very isolated behavior that they're trying to do to you. Don't do that. And it's the same thing for males. Like don't let anybody do that to you. Don't let anybody control you in that regard. Unless like there is genuine like, oh, maybe they had romantic interest in the past, then maybe I can understand that, but in most cases it's usually out of jealousy or insecurity. One of my exes, who was a gold digger, funny enough, was very much like that. So like tell me, like we were talking, and like I told her like, oh yeah, some of my female friends, and she got really pissed and jealous on me about that. And I'm like, and she kind of wanted. She looked like she was ready to tell me like, oh well, if we're dating, are you gonna stop talking to them? I'm like, no, I ain't gonna stop talking to my female friends because first off, I've only known you for a bit of time, and second off, these friends of mine that have been around me for so long, they understand like what I've been through and know who I am, and they always have my back. I only just met you like less than like 2 weeks, and we're just dating. You can go fuck off. And I ended up breaking up with her like the day after we started dating. So that was just funny as
All of a
hell.
sudden, she was spending an hour on the phone with that guy. You'd feel some kind of way about it. And if you didn't, you're a fool. This is an easy fix.
No, Dusty's
Well,
not
again,
right.
So if me and Brantley started talking an hour every day, Keem, you would feel upset about it?
If it was work related, no, I don't.
Okay.
no, every day, twice. It's happened twice, and it was work related both times. And Desi listened to the entire conversation.
Bro.
At any point, if I said something she didn't want to hear, she could have told me to fucking shut the fuck up.
I walk around like I'm the
Yeah.
shit. Brantley walks around like she's the shit. None of us have these little insecurities. We're like, oh my God. Like, we don't, like, that's weird. No.
The worst part about it is I don't have these insecurities. Like
Well, because
Desi,
it's not common
that
in
trap
male to be
motherfucker came
insecure
to Desi all this
unless
stuff,
they're
whatever.
very
To
insecure or
this
they're
day,
doing
I still
something
trust
that
her.
can
To this day, I don't
breed
worry
that
about it,
insecurity.
right? Like she's going to do what she's going to do, but I think at the end of the day, she loves me. She wants to be with me. She's going to preserve the union. I work every day to preserve the union. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to.
That's
marry
a
this woman, man.
relationship. Like, don't say
I'm
the
trying to fucking
union.
marry
Like
this
that
woman,
makes
but
it sound like it's a
Issue is Desi
political
is
thing.
acting
Like,
she's in
just
middle
say
school.
relationship.
Like,
Stop.
"Ooh, you were on
Stop
the
with his
phone."
I guess
F
she
slur
was
stuff.
6 years
So
ago.
annoying.
Like,
I know, but she's got to grow up. Like, what the fuck? How are you guys going to get married if you can't talk to your coworkers?
oh man, I don't
I
fucking
mean,
know.
yeah.
Dude,
That's
why is
right.
it 2 years have passed and you haven't taught her to drive yet?
She has an anxiety disorder. Same reason Mike doesn't drive. She
Mike
tried
should
it.
learn how to drive too.
She tried it. She doesn't like it. She's afraid
Boogie,
of
I
wrecking a
don't know
car.
why Daisy is jealous.
Unless
She's prettier than
unless she
almost
has
all the
a
women on
reason,
locale.
like a
Yes,
physical or
100%.
mental
They
reason
may
she
have
can't
the mafia
drive,
ladies, but they're
that's
too old
perfectly
for your
fine.
taste.
But most
We all
people,
know
or
you
she lives
like
in the
them
big
young.
city, most females or
The
most people
spicy
should know how to
Italian super
drive.
chatted
Even though they're not going to use their
$19.99.
license that much. Then
You're only
she
seeing
should
the tip
drive
of the
or
iceberg.
know how to drive.
Once she
Boogie the
tells you
Drake of the
can't do
podcast
something
game.
and you listen, she'll control you.
Dude, Spicy Italian is right. He is right. Bro, you deleting that Instagram opened up a world of hell for you. The minute,
Yep, which is why I put her shit on the lawn today.
When did you delete the Instagram? How long ago was
For
this?
for the first time,
For the first time,
the
I
beginning of
realized the
2023.
weakness
Okay,
of my
Flash.
flesh.
Beginning of 2024. For the second time, I reinstalled it because we talked about it. I'm like, look, I'm not doing anything on that app. I literally use it for business. And so in the middle of getting this, I did this for the chair I'm sitting in right now. I had a brand deal.
You have a
They offered me
brand?
the chair. They want me to shoot some promos for them. They're going to pay me based on referrals and stuff. So she saw that DM and she's like, oh, who are you talking to? And I'm like, it's fucking eWin Racer, the people who are about to send me a chair. And at the during that argument, she's like, "Well, I just get so nervous every time." I'm like, "I'll just delete it again. It doesn't matter. Fuck it." They'd already sent me the chair. I already filmed a promo.
When was this?
Whenever I got this chair, 6 months ago.
So you haven't had an Instagram for 6 months. What are
I don't use Instagram. I don't, it's a meat market. I'm not there to look at fucking.
Well, even Loading, how you doing? I said my friend girlfriend was like that. If the person doesn't trust you, then they're toxic. The Unilo. Yeah. 100%. If she can't trust you, there is something very wrong either with them. And
what are you doing? First
before
of all,
you
okay,
date them,
she
you
is
should
the
at least
problem,
try to
not
fix it
you,
as
in this
friends
scenario,
before you
in
move
this
forward as a
scenario,
relationship.
Okay? She's the problem,
Right?
not
Especially
you.
early
You need to put
on,
your
because if you
goddamn
don't
foot down.
fix that problem early on,
You're
it will
allowed to
become
have
a
fucking
problem.
Instagram. You're allowed
And
to
if
talk
you
to
have
your
trust
goddamn
issues, I don't think
coworkers.
you should get into
Like,
any
if you
relationship.
cuck to
That is
this
just the
shit,
advice I
Boogie,
would give you.
your life is
If
going
you have
to
any
hell.
type of
You're
trust
about to
issues
marry a woman
like
who's gonna
that,
control
or
you
commitment
in every
issues,
aspect
don't
and
ever
cut
get
off
into a
all kinds of-
relationship
Bro,
until you're
because
ready,
here's the thing that they don't know.
or you fuck
Here's
up
the
and you
thing
get a
that
girl
they don't
pregnant.
know. Desi told you you're not allowed to go to fat camp because there's going to be girls there.
No, that's not what she said.
What did she say?
What I said was, look, I don't want to fight with you publicly. I don't want to be trapped in a room in a house with 20 other people and have these types of arguments. And we're going to have these types of arguments because I'm during physical challenges. I might get paired with Becky. I might have to get paired with Glammy. I might have to work out with these people. And yeah, when we sit around the campfire at night and everybody's drinking, there's a very real chance I'll have a personal conversation with somebody because that's what we did at fucking the last thing we went to. And you're going to get upset at those. And I don't want Michael to pull out a camera and film us fighting. I don't want Keemstar live streaming us fighting. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that to haunt you for the rest of your life. And so I was telling her, I'm like, what are my options here? Leave you home. But if I leave you home, you're going to get super jealous because I'm there alone. Then the other option is for you to just fucking get your shit together. But you haven't been able to do that.
By the way,
I mean, the latter option is the better option, Boogie, to get her shit together. But I think why she isn't doing it is because she's too comfortable, right? Even if Boogie isn't making a lot of money, like let's say hypothetically, like let's say Boogie is only making a fraction what he used to make, right? Which is still quite a bit. Well, it's going off hypothetics. That's still a lot of money to a girl like that, and she's able to be supported. Plus, I'm pretty sure Desi is a single child, or she has a sibling or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's one or the other. But if she is a single child, then she's probably used to the single child care where she just gets whatever she wants and there's more time to her. Was it not a good thing? And I mean, yeah, she should get her shit together, but I'm pretty sure because the way you act, Boogie, and the way you do things, you coddle her, but also at the same time, make sure she doesn't really advance too much. Like you say she's advancing, but you're not really because you're moving the goalpost closer to her rather than actually where it should be. That's what I feel like it's happening. You're coddling her, but also anytime you can, you kind of sabotage her, but also make it look like she's progressing in life. It's a very bad cycle that he probably is doing, or she's just that inept, which is could go either way, and I also believe it.
And the third option is we go there and fight.
By the way,
or quit.
By the way, just so chat knows, I did get in between these two earlier today in private, and I did talk to Desi, and I told her straight up that she's wrong as hell, and she agreed with me.
Yeah,
she said
she's trying to.
She said that she was just insecure or whatever, but it's like, dude, I know the minute I left that fucking phone call, you probably started fighting again, didn't you?
No, what it was is, again, I'm like,
women, am I right, guys?
Right. This is the conversation we had. Keem is right. You have to understand, I'm not interested in Becky. I have no desire for any of these women. I have no desire for any woman that isn't you.
I mean, I would
But
not
you're making
bang
it really
Becky
hard to
even if I got
desire you
paid.
right now
Even if I got a
because of
show
the
and
way you're
guaranteed to
acting,
me money,
right?
I
So,
would
like,
not
right
bang
now, I'm
Becky.
nervous. I'm scared of her future. I want to marry you. This isn't marrying behavior. And she's like, then fine, I'll fucking leave. I'll pack. And like, then I let her calm down again. And I'm like, are we calmed down now? Because again, we need to correct the behavior. We need to stop doing this. We need to end the cycle. Then I'll go fucking pack. And it's like, at some point, just let you pack, I guess. I don't know. But
that
then
is the
every time
best
she says
option.
that, she'll go to the room,
That
she'll
is-
start to pack, It'll be less than 60.
That is the best option. Sometimes it just like let them pack. Just let them leave. That is the best option.
60 seconds, and she's like, nope, I know that's not the right answer. And so it's just like, it's her anxiety is what it comes down to. She's just got really bad anxiety, and I'm trying to create a scenario where she can work through it.
She needs girlfriends to hang out with and talk to.
I agree. She's been trying to be friends with Zayzuda. She's been trying to be friends with Brantley. She's been friends with pretty much like my friend Carpetbagger's wife, Jen. She's friends with Tina, whatever Grimm's wife's name is.
Wings.
She's got like 50 women in her phone right now. She's got like 50 women in her phone.
I gotta ask, what does she have anxiety of exactly? What is her anxiety? Like, describe that to me, Boogie. What is her anxiety? Is her anxiety because she's insecure, or is her anxiety driven from the show? Also, he's not wrong that Michael wouldn't pull a camera out to record some drama, but that's not a concern because they'll do it anyway, right? They would do that anyway, given how Michael is more or less in control of, I would say, the production and direction of Locale Live in general. So it wouldn't matter too much, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And the friend thing, yeah, girls should have friends.
Wings, what do you got to say? I know you got to say something.
I think her having friends is the worst thing for Boogie, honestly. Like any other sane girl is going to tell her to run from Boogie. And like I'm almost at the point where
disagree.
like I'm almost at the point where Boogie should probably separate from her too.
I disagree entirely.
Wait,
Like you probably should get a woman.
1 minute.
When people act controlling out of fear of their partner cheating, 90% of the time it's because they themselves are cheating and think their partner is too. She thinks you're doing the same thing that she's doing.
But she's not doing it, and I know this because I have full access to her phone. I have full access to everything she does.
But probably, well, I disagree with Wings. I mean, Wings is kind of correct. A sane girl will tell Desi to leave Boogie. But at the same time, she does need female friends. And whether or not they should separate, they're both mentally stunted. Let's not deny that. Boogie is basically a fully grown teenager. Boogie had the mindset of a teenager. And Desi had the mindset of a child. I think they should either separate or get some guidance or help. Because you can't really live a life where one guy has the mindset of a teenager, and we all know how teenagers act, and another has the mindset of a child. You can't really live a life like that, especially if you're trying to build up a healthy relationship. Maybe having friends will help because maybe they can show her, like, well, here's where your mistake is.
We've had these conversations. I'm pretty good as a habitual liar. I'm pretty good at
as a habitual liar. I don't think you should be saying that out loud.
She was lying to me. The last time she lied to me, I saw right through it. Talked to her about it. Try to catch her in it.
This is referencing the Tramp Daddy stuff.
We would have been having that conversation right now.
Boogie, you're 50 now, right?
Yeah.
You got a woman that can't drive. If something were to happen to you, a medical emergency or anything
They
like
call
that.
the ambulance. I don't know what the problem is.
Sometimes the ambulance is the slowest route to get to the hospital.
Dude, I live 5 minutes away from the hospital.
Okay, listen. You understand what Wings is saying. Desi's got to start like getting her license, getting her shit together.
But she's not likely to get her license. But yes, there are plenty of other areas that she can get her shit together.
I mean, why she can't get her license? That's just what.
These Boogie be more like Wings right now. His wife always falls in love.
Like, I don't get it. Like, why? What do you mean that Desi can't get her license? Like, what is stopping her from getting a license? It can't be money because you can afford another car. Even if it's a cheap ass broken car, you can at least afford that.
Line after a while. 7K
So it sounds like it's mostly coming from you.
Yo, 7,000 viewers on Bookie's life being destroyed.
Kelly come in here in front, but I always tell Kelly this: if she thinks she can do better, go.
I said the same thing. I said the same fucking thing.
Microfam21 super chatted $19.99. So if you have full access to her phone and everything she does, you are also the problem.
How?
You clearly have issues like that as well.
No. Look, she has full access to my phone. I have full access to hers. She can pick up my phone at any time, and sometimes she does. I don't check her phone. I don't have a need, but she has checked mine, and I welcome her to do it.
In the modern day of the internet, having at least some type of security to having access to each other's phone is important, especially in today's world where it is cheap to buy a second phone, right? It is important to at least kind of at least see what your partner is doing, especially nowadays with the internet, where the fear of cheating, the fear, whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual cheating, it is a very real concern for a lot of people. So giving each other your password, your information, is at least showing that you're not insecure and you have a lot of trust for that person.
She's the one with trust issues. I don't have trust issues. When a woman is in my life, this is my opinion, and I could be wrong. When a woman is in my life, if you are loyal, I will assume you're loyal. And if you are not loyal, I will assume you're loyal till I fucking find out. And when I find out, you're done.
It's not healthy for you to have access.
But if you're assuming she's not loyal from the get-go, then why date her? If you're just gonna say that, well, she's not loyal right off the bat, then why date her? Then at that point, you're just hooking up or you're just friends with benefits. Like I don't understand that. Like, that's what get me the most. It's like, so are you saying that if you're gonna date somebody who is not loyal, then don't date them at all. Like, it's very clear, unless you need, and it's true. A lot of people do want a partner on hand, right? It is very common for people to date each other not because of anything romantic, but because they don't want to feel alone. Which is a genuine, real fear and a genuine, real feeling. I cannot take that away from people. That is a true thing.
7. And correct the behavior of a young dependent woman. She's your GF, not your daughter.
No, I disagree. I think people should have some
totally
degrees
true.
of
She can go home and spend time with her.
The funny obvious bit in North Carolina is
Time out
age.
for a second.
Yeah, he's
That's
not
not true.
50.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Brantley knows my passcode to my phone. I know.
No, I would also agree with that. I think it depends on the relationship and the people, how much trust. If you trust each other to such a complete honesty that you can detect when each other are lying or something, I think at that point there is no need, right? And having some sense of privacy is important. I think it just depends on relationship to relationship. But I'm not going to deny that, yeah, having privacy is important, or even having some time to yourself is also important. I think if you both have to give each other that much degree, then that means there's something there. Maybe something wrong.
Like, that's normal.
Oh yeah, Boogie is
in a relationship.
Boogie, he's not,
I
he's
feel
not
like that's
50.
required for a relationship to work. Because
think
if you
Boogie
lose
is like
trust,
in
you
his
don't have a
60s.
relationship.
100%.
Yeah, that's like
But-
normal. That's like a normal.
The day
thing.
she moved
Boogie
in, I'll
acts
be
like-
very clear.
like
the day she moved
a
in, I said, "Here's
teenager
my
who's
phone,
just becoming an
here's
adult."
the passcode. Look at it whenever you want to. I have no problem with it. And I routinely left my phone alone in the room. And it wasn't until a few months later she's like, "Hey, did you want access to my phone?" And I'm like, "If you want me to, I don't care. I trust you. But you're the one that has trust issues, right?"
Yeah, but she also had that whole stint with Trap Daddy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that was that mother. And I don't want to talk about that too much, but that
But it's like,
motherfucker,
I-
because he's
I
watching
relate
right
to
now,
you. I
jerking his
relate
little
to you.
fucking micro dick
I
about it.
relate to you because like my wife talked to like Morning After Kill, and like I knew she was doing it, but I'm like, I trust you, whatever. But I didn't know their conversations went as raunchy as they did.
Yeah, and their conversations never went raunchy, for the record. He would bring it up,
He's
she would
40.
just ignore it. That's
Yeah,
how
I
that
think
That
went.
was
for-
pretty much how mine went too. But
Probably.
still, they tried to
Probably.
drive
Well,
it
no.
into that area of,
Wings
like,
is in his
oh,
40s. No,
he doesn't
Wings in
treat
his
you
30s.
right,
I think. Yeah, I think
they
Boogie is
they
in his
gloss over it, but like we
40s.
identify.
They're
with the
just
same
fat
thing
as
here.
fuck, and
I
he live a
cannot
very
relate.
unhealthy lifestyle. Plus, also screaming constantly has to take a toll on your body.
But that was 2 years ago at this point,
If
right? Like, we're
you're-
past that.
If you're having women problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Well, I mean, like I have a problem with a bitch too. His name's Morning After Kill. I mean,
Troll
like it
Alumna
is what it
super
is.
chatted $20. Daisy needs to calm down and act smart. If
Yep.
she waits 5 to 10 more years, she will get all your stuff. She's being dumb throwing all this free stuff away. Also, if
agree.
you both have access to each other's phones, that's normal.
Yeah, that is normal. That is normal. If you're in a fucking
Yeah.
relationship you've been dating for years, course you have access to each other's phones. That's just normal.
I think it'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah.
Desi's gonna hate me for this one, but Boogie, find you a woman that can recognize what a stroke looks like.
All right, Dean. Listen.
Actually, if you look, when me and Michael were together in Myrtle Beach, I walked her through all of that. I did like a little fake thing because Mike likes fake pranks and shit like that. So I pretended to be dead and like I walked her through. I'm like, what happens if I'm no longer responsive? What do we do? She goes, go get Chad. I'm like, Chad's not available. What do we do?
Wikipedia, but that
call
could be
911,
false.
right? I said,
It could go either
hesitate.
way.
We don't wait. We don't wait to see if I get
It could
better.
just be
We don't
them
wait to see if
living
I wake up.
unhealthy.
You just dial
Like
911,
Wings, I
stay on the
believe
phone with them
he's
till
in
they-
his 30s, but he looks like he's in his late 40s, early 50s. That's because he's been trolled to like no end. Where Dan Keemstar is probably, obviously in his early 30s, and Boogie, it's probably in his 40s or 50s. But because he lives such an unhealthy lifestyle for such a long period of time, and he's just a fat fuck,
Here.
what do you
like
expect?
It's like training your kids in case
Well, I
you
mean,
get
I think
work.
it's important.
Also,
to train
like
your wife
dealing
the
with
same
the
thing
punishment and
at
everything the
Bristol
last
Stroke
year or
House.
so,
I had the
probably
same
added a lot
training
to
when
his
I was in
health.
elementary school,
Added a
Boogie.
lot of
They
age to
typed-
him.
They basically pinned 911
But some
on
people
my shirt
do
for a while,
age
so I
faster
remember
and
what the
harder
number
than some
was.
people.
Well, I
So,
don't think
so
you
there's
do
that
that.
to think
But
about.
again, I want Desi to be in a position where she doesn't panic and her anxiety doesn't trigger her. She can like fucking try to save my life.
Do you and Desi do fire drills in the house? Like pretend that the house is on fire and like
No.
make her jump out the windows too?
No, I have a very large house with many, many doors. There would never be a. We don't need
Listen,
to worry about exit
li-
routes.
Listen, dude. All right.
What?
She's got to fix her shit. All right. If she doesn't
Yeah.
fix her shit and you're still not allowed to talk to Becky about work and shit, then you probably need to break up. I mean, it is the truth. You should not get married at all, Boogie. You shouldn't. You have to break up with her. Your life is going to be hell. This is a fucking dream job. You've said it a million times. If you're not able to do it because of Desi's insecurities, then, bro, what? There's no way.
Yeah. I'm with Keem on this one. You make doctors money, bud.
You make
I
more
understand,
than
but
doctor's
we're
money.
going to end up at Fat Camp and we're going to end up fighting there, and I don't want to
Who
do it. man.
cares? Who cares?
I
That's
care.
content. That's content. If she
It's
can't
not
handle,
content. That, like,
look,
I,
no, no,
like
no,
I'm
no,
telling
no,
you,
no,
I'm
no, I
telling you,
understand what
she.
you-
Let me say something. It is content, and mind you, Boogie for a while was hyping up the Kelly and Wings divorce arc for a long period of time. So I find it really hypocritical that, oh, you guys can't make content of me and Desi fighting, but it's perfectly fine when we do it with Wings and Kelly. Desi seems like a gold digger. You, Boogie, and Bento were the same. No, I'm 28 years old. I'm 28-year-old. I just have a much more, I guess, wider, deeper voice. I don't know, which is funny because I'm Hispanic. So no, I'm 28-year-old. I'm twice younger than Ben and Boogie. I'm 20 years old. But I look a lot younger, especially with my hair being so long. It gives me more of a younger look. Desi seems like a gold digger. See, probably it shouldn't surprise you if she comes out the gold digger, or Boogie says, yeah, she's a gold digger, but she's a gold digger with a heart. It's like shouldn't surprise people at all. Like, but if she was a gold digger, she's a bad gold digger. She probably doesn't know what the hell she's doing. Right? She probably heard what gold digger was on a Kanye West song. What song was this?
He's in the other room right now in agony. This is killing her. She doesn't want people
here's
to
the
know
thing,
about
though.
this shit.
She signed up for this life. This is the life she's like, okay, I'll be a part of this. And this comes
That is
with
true.
that life, having your life be public.
Shady Shadows super
Do you think
chatted
Boogie and Ben are the same age?
36 I watched Boogie for about 11
I don't
years.
know.
I don't
I
think
don't
Boogie
remember how
knows what a
old
healthy
Ben is. I don't think he ever
relationship
said. I mean, probably he
Most
did say it, and I
find
just
broken
don't
people
remember
who
it.
rely on past trauma to connect
But
with
Ben
each other.
is
That's
It's not
facts.
has a lot of Nordic
That's
descent,
facts. That is
so
facts.
he just looks
Probably
a
not.
lot older,
Jimbo
and he's
Slam
tall as
super
fuck,
chatted
and
$20.
smokes a lot,
Keen,
so that
Boogie
adds
just
onto his
said he's
age
been
quite
to
a
the
bit.
beach. What's this fat
I've never met
nonsense about
I never met a
being
tall
able to
person
walk
that
on
just didn't
sand?
look pretty.
I didn't
Another
say you
old.
can't walk on it. I said
Especially when they
if
hit
your
their
feet
40s and
sink
50s.
in,
They
and
age
it's just
pretty
gonna be
hard
awkward to
sometimes.
try to work out
Boogie,
on
look
it.
at
God
me.
damn it.
Boogie, look at me. Look at me.
What,
Ben
man,
is
I'm
50.
fucking crying. I don't want to look
Look
at you.
at me.
Oh shit, really? Oh, he looks like
You
he's
gotta take
it's like
fucking
more in the
charge.
mid to late 50s actually.
I'm trying.
Don't
man,
kill
but
me,
every
Grace.
time- dude, it's hard because the people in her life have taken charge and they've taken too hard of charge, and it's fucked her up. And so, like, there's a balance that has to be struck.
All right, but Boogie, what do you mean that too many people took charge of her life? Then that means that she's inept. That means that she's unable, as an adult now, unable to control her life because maybe there's something wrong with her. Maybe there's something mentally not there. Maybe she's slow in the head a bit, or she has a slower development time, which is common, which is pretty common. But if that's the case, Boogie, why are you dating her? And I think we all know the answer because she's easier for him to control than, let's say, someone like Kelly or Brantley, who are stronger personality.
You need to actively speak to Becky three times a week, and you need to fucking get that.
I also
Instagram
did
back
enjoy
up.
how Wings
I
was
already
trying to
have
correct
mine. I
Boogie about
don't
the whole
post it. It's
content
on my
because
phone again. You know,
clipping
I
that a little, I'm
reinstalled it,
snitching.
Once she started getting more active on Instagram.
Ah, well, I don't. Oh, to be fair, I never once thought of how old he is. But then again, I never met a Nordic that did not look a lot older than his age. You know, maybe because I'm Hispanic and we just our facial age does not stay that long. We stay pretty young for a long time. I know my mom does.
Again, I reinstalled it.
You know, it'd be
Trollolopta super chatted $20. Boogie make her sign a prenup, just in
Oh.
case. Also, I hope
It's my-
you live in a
I mean,
farm
you
state,
should sign a
just in
prenup.
case, so she doesn't
It's-
get your stuff if she strays from home.
Dude, what? Dude, this makes no sense. You two fucking live together. You don't go anywhere without her. This
I know.
makes no sense. There's no fucking reason for this.
I know.
There's no
I know.
fucking reason for this. Desi's got to stop that shit.
And
You
like the
live
worst part about it is,
together.
and I tried to
You
explain this to her
live
today. You tried
together.
to explain this to her today. Like we are on fucking easy street, man. And we can wake up, we can fucking watch our shows, we can eat good food, we can go to cool places,
Update
we
3D
can fucking.
Panda super chatted $24.36. It's interesting that Buggy doesn't look into the camera when he is lying. He always looks into camera.
That
when
is
he
true.
lies.
He's not lying.
Actually, I look away from the camera when I'm not lying.
That's
If you wanna
bullshit
go
because we
look that
see
up.
you.
He's not lying. I can assure you. I called him out of the blue today, and he was fighting on the phone with Desi. I heard the whole
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Missy
I don't look at the
Diffron
camera
super
when I'm-
chatted $19.99. Boogs, I have nothing but love for you, friend. Have Daisy talk to someone for her anxiety. It'll help
will.
tremendously. I'll gladly
will.
be Desi's
Or,
friend.
you
I
know,
want to see you guys succeed.
maybe be on
She
some
Give
type
each
of
other space
medication.
and kindness.
She should have someone to call and be like, I fucking hate the fact that Boogie's talking to Becky all the time. She should have a friend. And,
She does. It's her mom. She can call and talk about that all the time. They do.
And the friend should be like, well, it's his
Yeah, but there are
coworker, and
things
talk sense into
that
her.
a friend
That's how
can
this
do
shit
that a
works.
mom
That's
can't.
exactly what her mom says.
Okay, then what the fuck is the problem? I don't get it.
Desi's just
I don't
mentally
get it
inept.
either, man.
That's all it is. She's a mentally inept woman who's
Boogie
with
like
a
Wings used
man
to say
child.
Back in the day, you can't put the posse on a pedestal.
You can't
I
put
sure-
the pussy. You can't put the pussy on a pedestal. Like
Well, I
if
surely don't.
you,
You
certainly
kind
do.
of, you
Look,
do.
look,
This pretty,
look,
this
look,
Purple
look, look.
Heart super
Mind
chat
you,
is
this is the same guy that spent
$19.99,
thousands of dollars on hookers. Let's not forget about that.
nearly 30
Let's not
years
forget
married.
that he
My
spent
husband
thousands
and I
of
both
dollars
have
on
female
hookers.
and male friends.
I don't care if you say, oh,
We've
well, he
never
was
had trust
sugaring. I'm like,
issues or jealousy. If you trust your spouse, it
come
should
on,
be
don't
no
lie to me.
problem
We
or
all know. Even
sport.
if you're not doing it,
Even
you're
some
doing
trust station
something
doesn't
that
trust
is,
me, and I don't
eh,
know how
you
to
know.
earn that trust.
You
You
do a
shouldn't
little
be doing.
research into that donator, and you find out that they're. Never mind. Never mind. I was going to say something awful. Never mind.
I would not earn that trust either. But you say you talk to Becky on speakerphone in
time out.
front of her.
Time out. 2 seconds. Robbie Smith, you've been banned 3 times. Stop spamming emojis in the chat, bro. You're not noticing yourself getting banned over and over? Dude, the chat is for all the members to talk, not just you and your big blocks of
Telperian
What
spam.
super chatted
are you looking at?
$21.87.
He got banned.
If it were not for sand, fat people would rule the world. It's the one weakness.
Sand is weakness to fat people.
That's not true. 'cause
It's just not.
Mike told me that's
again,
not
I
true.
can walk to the beach. I told Keem this today. I can walk to the beach. I'll probably swim if it's warm enough at some point. But working out,
It would
on
look like
trying
a
to do
freaking
burpees and shit, trying
manatee.
to run on it. That's just not an option. We need a place to do that.
Oh,
It said
Becky's in the
Boogie
chat.
B
Italy,
5
Desi
but doesn't
heard
have
every
many
word we said
options.
to each
Let's
other.
be
There's
real.
absolutely no
Yeah,
reason for this. I feel
yeah.
like it absolutely
He
isn't my fault.
also
yes, it is, Becky. It is
he's
your fault.
very
You're
he's
constantly
very
like this, bro.
feminine. So that probably
You're looking at, like,
Becky-
Let's be real.
Becky flirt-
Boogie is a 5,000. Well, he's less than 500 pounds. He's half a ton effeminate guy. He has money, but not a lot of girls want to be with a fat guy who's very effeminate, right? Unless he's really good, it ain't gonna work out, bud. So I think that's why he goes after mentally inept females. If he was built and he was a
flirts
lot
like a mother-
taller,
I mean,
it'd be a
another
different
thing that
story.
set her off is I jokingly flirted with her to try to teach that guy game.
Becky went
That's
after
the other thing you
Wings.
guys don't realize.
Becky went after Wings. She went after Boogie. She went after Kid Behind the Camera.
Michael,
She
yeah.
went after Elbird.
Yeah, but
it's
but
like, come on.
Keem, you're
But she
letting
does.
her do that.
I got,
And that's what makes it very
I tried to
scripted.
explain this to Desi today.
John Z
Like-
I wouldn't fuck that bitch.
I can understand if Kelly has a thing against Becky. I think there's a case to be made, but like besides that, Keem, you're letting Becky run around and ruin, even if it's a scripted, right? Even if it's scripted, you can't defend that. Well, she's just pretending to ruin people's life. That doesn't justify it. That still makes it actually. The fact that she's pretending actually makes it worse.
Super chatted
with her
$20. So basically, Boogie, you'll have to end up quitting her job cause Daisy is always gonna have a problem. Jordy and Keem is definitely right.
Yeah,
This
she's-
sounds like a Daisy problem.
Yes,
My
she-
advice, take charge, Boogie. Wish you the best.
She has to apologize and she has to get
She
confident.
has.
She has to get confident though. Desi needs to start walking around the house like she's that shit. She needs to get her confidence back because this is insane.
Well, the thing is, the problem is, does he even have confidence to begin with? Because if she's insecure right off the bat, then that means she has no confidence.
Some of her complaints have been
Like that's what makes no
you know,
sense.
She'll read the comments here, or they'll find her Instagram, and the same people that like shit are on her here. Oh, you look like a 12-year-old. Look at your fucking forehead, right? Like that shit
have you
tears her
ever
down.
looked?
She doesn't know how to
Have
do
you ever
that
looked
shit.
on a
but the
picture of
best way
Desi?
to combat that,
Her
Desi,
body
'cause I know you're
type.
watching,
She's very
is don't act
petite,
like a
very
fucking 12-year-old. This is fucking middle school.
very lolly
fucking
if you want to
jealousy
go
shit.
that
Justin
far. Very
Masters
petite,
super
right?
chatted $20. Boogie,
I don't
you
blame
have enough
people
money
if they
to
think
just
she's
buy
like a
new
child,
girlfriend?
and she
If
kind of
I
have the
wanted to do
mindset
that,
sometimes of a
probably.
child.
If I want to do that, probably. Like Desi today, she said on the phone with Michael, she's like, "You could replace me in a minute." I'm like, "Yeah, but not. It would never be you. You're the one I want, right? Like I could have another girl here in 15 fucking minutes.
No, you can't, Boogie.
You can mail order that shit these
You
days.
can-
You can fucking. There's apps where you just get that pussy for free, for fucking. You know
what I'm
first
worried
time
about,
for free.
Boogie?
Video
I'm worried
Lane
about-
super
I'm worried about
chatted
you.
$20. If she doesn't trust you, you don't need to earn it. If trust ain't there, then it's time to move on. No matter how much you want it to work, it's not
Yeah.
worth it. Hey everyone
Well-
on the Discord, gay.
Well, the problem is she's not able to trust anybody,
Go ahead,
right?
Wings.
And so.
Boogie,
I'm
here's-
trying to create an environment where, like I should keep trying to explain to her, I'm the most loyal motherfucker you're ever going to meet. Number one, I look like a sack of fucking potatoes, so there's not exactly women lining up, right?
Feel
So
like
that's
Jabba
pretty
the
great.
Hutt. Let's not.
Secondly, she's
don't
10
catch yourself,
times
man.
out of my league. She's 10 times out of Becky's league. She is
You
well
sussy
above
super
any
chatted
of these bitches that
$20.
she's worried about.
I can see right through you, Scheme Star. You just want these two fat boys to play Rust with you all day. So you need them to be single.
I'm literally
BCM super chatted $19.99. Hey Boogie, just break up with her and find another woman named Daisy. You know what they say, third time's a charm.
It's not a
Am I
really
right,
common name,
Keem?
unfortunately. I don't think I'll find it.
Here's my issue, Boogie. Like, and I know you're gonna fuck this up because, like, remember when Kelly dumped all that fucking trash and shit on me, and somebody, and then Gobi's like, "You're just gonna clean it up," but I can't clean it up. If I clean it up, that's rewarding her, right?
Why you
That's
think
a-
I
that's
put
a-
her shit
that's-
on the
that-
lawn?
No. That's a beta male. That's a beta male. I had to have Kelly clean it up because she did it, right? And you're gonna reward this bad behavior. You're gonna be like, "Oh, baby, you're insecure. Let me go get you a makeover. Let me buy you some makeup
don't
or
do nothing
something
like
like
that.
that." you're going to do it. I know who you are, Boogie. You
No,
can't
I don't do
that.
any of that.
You know,
Look, here's
you
what I
can't do
do.
that.
Here's what I do. Okay, this is what I've done for 2 years. It hasn't worked, but here's what I've done. Okay, I walk her through it. I'm like, when Danny cheated on me, I didn't fucking cheat. When the other women I've been with,
Gamer super chatted $19.99. One for me and one for my hooker.
All right.
I said, when Danny cheated on me, I didn't cheat on Danny. When me and my ex-wife were separated, I waited till we were ready to sign the fucking paperwork and we said our final goodbyes. I said, I'm the most loyal motherfucker you will ever meet because I don't have a desire to fuck other women. I don't have a desire to look at other women. I don't give a fuck about other women. I am a monogamous motherfucker. She's like, well, yeah, you were a polyamorous person once. Because I didn't love the motherfucker.
Hey,
It's just a
Boogie.
bitch I fucking knew.
Boogie, guess who just became a member?
Who?
Mick Juggernuggets.
Xylee gets real super
Welcome.
chatted $20. Okay, not to be a snitch or anything, but Becky was hitting on Billy last night too.
Bro!
Of course she
Just
is.
saying.
Dude.
But I protected him.
This is
How,
what
how,
home
how,
wrecking
would that,
cunt.
how would that even work? How would that even work?
They wouldn't. They have to do hand and mouth stuff.
Yeah, they
As
do hand
simple
and
as that.
mouth stuff.
Oh my God, Becky's now fucking saying Mick Juggernuggets in the chat. Leave him alone. He's married too. Retard.
Yep.
Look,
Home wrecking
Desi.
bitch. I don't understand it,
look,
man.
Desi. I know you're watching this right now. Listen to me, okay? Get a girlfriend. Have the girlfriend pick you up. Leave Boogie's house. Go get your hair did. Have a spa day. Do stuff to just pamper yourself and get that confidence up. This is not a Boogie issue. This is a you issue. You got to get your confidence up. You got to get your self-esteem up. It's on you to do this. All right? Fucking go get a new look or something. All right? Go get a new outfit. All right? Make yourself feel good because this is not it, bro. He don't deserve this. Well, yeah, he does deserve it. I'm sorry. He does deserve it. But come on. The man was about to marry you. He cannot marry someone like
And
this.
I'm still going to, man. Like I'm still.
And here's
fucking
the
going
fake
to.
crying comes
Right?
in.
Like I
Majaha
Like,
If
I'm
anything,
still-
he could probably
$20.
cry on command now at
You're
this
also
point.
dealing with a 21-year-old woman. She's still
I
in the
know.
young and dumb stage. No offense, Daisy Boogie. Your health, both mentally and physically, are more important than this unhealthy relationship.
I
DNT.
know.
Fall back in old Boogie.
Somebody in the chat said get a blowout. Yes, get a blowout haircut. Yeah. But
But
no, for real.
I mean, he's right. Like I obviously knew when I signed up with
Pharaoh 96 super chatted $19.99. Wings and Boogie sound like Anakin Skywalker the way they hate sand.
Buggy, come on.
Adonis super chatted $20. Daisy is 1000% guilty of at least emotional cheating. She deleted those chats with Trap Daddy. You took her word on how the actual convos went. Wake up, Boogie. Her jealousy stems
I wonder if
from
I
a
could get
guilty
Trap Daddy on here.
conscience.
That would actually be
Just
cool to
saying,
ask him
bro.
I kind of agree with that. But
the stuff that
Boogie's-
happened in between
Boogie. Come
him
on,
and
Boogie.
Desi. Because I think there is a case to be made that maybe because Trap Daddy, regardless of the bullshit that happened, it's always funny when super chat erupt. Oh yeah, it is hilarious. I think you can make the case that Trap Daddy had something that Desi wanted, was mental stability. Because females do want mental stability first and foremost as a way to, especially if they're unstable, it's a way of securing themselves. It's like an anchor, basically. Same thing for guys.
My fucking life here, man. And like this, I rebuilt this business with you, and I've got money coming in again, and this should be the best fucking time of my
Charlotte
life. I've
super
like.
chatted $20. Becky has a habit of going into a chat and acting like a wrecking ball. Trying to tear down homes for amusement. Behave, Becky. First
Boogie.
Wings and then Boogie. Who's next, Keem?
First off, quit with that line of thinking, Boogie. You're not at the end of your fucking life. You're 50.
Fucking 50.
You're 50. My grandfather lived to 83, and he was
Did he weigh
400.
Did he weigh 400
Yes, he
pounds?
did. He weighed 400 pounds his whole fucking life.
God, I hope I don't fucking live to 60. Jesus
You,
Christ.
you over here crying and bitching.
Wow,
you
that's
you don't
kinda
actually
sad.
have cancer. Remember, you faked that shit. So you're
I
not going to
no,
die
I
if you're-
still do. I still have
Yeah.
all
Oh,
of the
there's-
symptoms. I still have all.
And they
of
bring up the
symptoms.
Yeah,
cancer
okay.
shit again.
I'm still gonna go
all
with that
you-
because
all
I
you
still
have
have
is
to treat all the fucking
lymphedema.
symptoms.
My dad had lymphedema 8,000 times worse
Lymphedema
than
is
you.
different than polycythemia vera.
I understand that. I'm not trying to say they are correlated. You have
with the 10
lymphedemia. That's 100% for certain. My dad had it 8,000 times worse than you. He died of fucking cancer in his fucking 70s. Like you got to stop with this whole like end of my life shit. You got 25
Crying's
years
perfect.
probably
God, I
still
fucking
in
hope
you.
not.
Yeah,
I don't have
it
the
is
money.
perfect.
Video
You
game
you got
super
you
chat
you
at
have another
$20.
job change
Boogie,
coming before you
you're
die.
just scared of
God, I
dying
fucking
alone.
hope not.
Don't let that fear blur your boundaries. Stand on business.
Boogie, you got a man up here. This you shouldn't.
I
be
have. I
crying.
put her shit on the lawn. I told her if you want to fucking leave, leave. But I suggest you fucking figure your shit out instead. That's what I
Okay.
said. That's what I did.
Okay, listen. This is what you need to do. You need to say,
I know
I'm
that-
not fighting about this.
I know this
anymore
sounds a
because
little
you're
weird
insecure."
and maybe not too wrong, but you should always have some type of backup plan if your relationship is going to fail. Always have something in case of an emergency, whether that be friends or family that can, for a temporary time, hold you up, right? A place where you can stay for a bit of time to get yourself back up. Always do that. Don't fall into the trap of thinking it's gonna last long, because when it fails hard, and a lot of the time people get screwed over. I have a friend. Well, I don't speak to her anymore for a lot of reasons, but she's in that boat where she has no exit plan. She's just kind of fucked with her baby daddy.
If you want to feel better about
But
yourself,
I'll
go
get to
your
that
fucking
one
hair
day.
did. Go get a new outfit.
But not today.
You want me to take you? Like you need to get your self-esteem up. This is insane.
See,
It's
this
just K
Keem is
super
giving the
chat
advice
at
I told him not to give.
$19.99. Boogie, leave her.
I
Put
wanna-
her through that and make her work to get you back.
No.
All seeing
that's just gonna
Keem super
traumatize her
chatted
worse.
$20. Judging by Wing's facial reactions, it seems like he knows Boogie is hemming it up and not doing a very good job.
I
Big
fucking
ups,
wish I
Pimp.
was, man.
Go ahead, Wings.
Oh, but I was saying you're giving him the advice I told him not to give. There's no way in hell you get her a makeover in the next 2 weeks. 0%. You got to do something else, because that would be you rewarding the behavior that's putting you in the situation you're in right now. You're up here crying on a show with 8,000 motherfuckers watching you do it over her, and then you reward her by going like, hey, let me go get your hair and your makeup done. Let me make you feel better, because obviously it's my fucking fault. It's not your fault. It's Desi's fault.
You know what blows
Look, this
my
is-
mind? You should be fucking threatening to break up with him because he's a fucking fat, lying, fucking nasty ass 50-year-old fucking creep. But
Yeah. I mean,
but
what it
him
comes
talking
down to is the
Becky,
woman clearly severely loves
him
me.
talking to
right?
Becky is the issue. What the fuck?
Because what you're misunderstanding is the woman clearly loves me. Otherwise, we were already separated, right? Like,
Yeah, I
and
think
the
there's a case to
reason
say they
she's
love
only
each
upset
other,
about
but
this
is it
thing, she
romantically
trusts
a
me in
love,
every
or is it
area,
more like a
this is the one
friend
area
thing?
that she doesn't
Or
trust
is it
me, and
something
that's
a
just
little
because
bit
I
more
don't know. She doesn't
that
feel
we're not
pretty enough, she
aware
doesn't
of?
love herself enough.
The love can
I
come in
don't
different
know.
forms.
We've done the therapy
Parental,
thing, we've done the friend thing, we've walked her through,
siblings, romantic,
we're doing all the
platonic.
things
It
she's
could
supposed to
just
do to
be
help her feel better about
something like
herself.
that.
And
It's
Desi
just-
isn't. People are saying chat Desi isn't a dog.
Destiny FOMO
A
super
woman
chatted
worth her weight in
$25.
salt wouldn't make her
Hey,
man sound
Boogie,
like
you
this.
can always have Stu
Yeah,
sloppy
but
seconds
Desi
and hit
isn't
on
that-
Becky.
I'm just saying, a woman that actually loves you
Sorry,
won't
dog
watch
wants
you
to be off
cry
me.
and be like, well, I could still get something out of him. No, a woman that loves you be like, yeah, maybe I'm fucking up. Let me go make this better. And
And
the
that's
fact that
actually-
she isn't in here hugging him right now.
She'd love
It's a
to, but she
telltale
doesn't want to be on
sign.
air. She hugged me on my way in here. That's why it took me so long to get in
That's
there.
a bullshit. That's a bullshit. Like when I
Desi.
was sitting there crying about thinking about Kelly dying when we were talking about Priscilla, Kelly came right in here to comfort me.
I told her not to watch the show, and I told her to let me be. And at the end of it, I told her I would come in here and I would clean up this mess for us, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And at the end of it, her and I will
Well, I'm
lay
not
in bed and we'll take a nap and we'll fucking feel better
Lay
when
in
we wake
bed,
up,
take
and
a
everything will
nap.
be fine.
Boogie.
Sounds like
I
the
am not
American
airing this
dream,
out
ladies and
for
gentlemen.
content.
I
I'm
know.
airing this out to fix the problem. This needs to be fixed.
I
This
agree.
is really going to fuck
DP
up our
the God
company.
super chatted $20. Boogie, while Daisy needs to bring up her own confidence, so do you. You may have a small PP, but you are a good person, except when you lie. Daisy or not,
Alexa,
you'll
lower the
find
temp.
love, and your fake cancer will make someone a widow.
Alexa,
I gotta stick with my boy Boogie here. Having a small PP isn't a detrimental thing in a relationship. Your penis is a finishing tool, not the main course.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I agree with all that.
to be fair, Wings.
Telperian super chatted $21.
This is the guy who said he has a big dick. I don't know how.
Keem's and Wings advice.
F for that
Buy
one,
her a
ladies
pink
and gentlemen.
Porsche and
F
pee
for that.
all over the carpet to mark your territory.
I mean, like this is how I've handled it every time this has come up, and it's come up several times, right? it's like, look, I'm the most loyal man that you're going to meet. Number one, I'm fat and fucking ugly. Number two, I don't have the desire for a side piece. I don't have the time for it. No, I have the interest, nor do I even have the space to do it. We hang out all day, every day. So I'm like, you have to take this as an example and under a time to understand that I'm never going to do that. I'm not even able to do it if I wanted to, but I also don't want to.
I can picture Boogie fucking pissing all over a pink Porsche. Here you go. This is
right. And normally it calms her down. But every once in a while, when it doesn't calm her down, I have to be like, baby, I love you, but there has to be consequences to you continuing doing this, right? And today she's like, I'm going to pack, I'm leaving, and I put shit on the lawn. That's the consequence today.
And we have
and
Tina here.
I'm
This is,
explaining this to her.
I didn't realize how
Eventually,
long
the
this is going to be.
consequence will be you're going to have to take a brief vacation with.
You're in trouble.
How am I in
Hey,
trouble?
Boogie. I'm in a snowstorm. I just left Mike's house playing with his kids,
I love you, Tina D.
and I'm in a real bad snowstorm here. And I want to know what the fuck is going on. What did you do wrong this time, Boogie?
I talked to
What
Becky.
the fuck? And Wing, shut the fuck up. A dick does matter, bitch.
Well, it's a
Care
good
about
thing
me.
I have a
I'm
good
talking to
one.
You, Wing. I love you.
Tina, we understand you don't ever get your pussy eat right.
Oh, you know what?
sure.
Let me have that phone. Let me tell you something, you ugly motherfucker. You'll be eating that ass.
I live in the northeast of America, northeast of the East Coast, right? Now I won't say where exactly, but I live in the East Coast, right? Them showing a picture of the snow and everything, it's like that's child's play from what I've seen. That's a common occurrence where I live, especially in like north part of America, northeast, central, and west. This is a very common occurrence. Now I understand that they live somewhere between the south, center of the south, between the north and south, like near Appalachia. So I understand, but like, it's kind of like they should get used to it, right? I think like after years of getting snow irregularly, now where it's becoming more common, they should be more prepared. And it isn't like they don't have. It isn't like it'd be different if they didn't have the internet, so it'd be a lot difficult. But they do, so there's no excuse, I guess.
Tina, you're
I broke the code on
You're
Tina.
breaking up.
She realized the pussy ain't been eaten right.
Fucking attitude.
Tina, your mic's not working because of the snowstorm. It's
We all
breaking
know
up.
you.
All right, we're gonna have to let Tina
Thank
go.
you, Tina, for the comic relief. I fucking need it.
This is crazy. Tina in robot mode is wild. It's like ting,
Yeah, like-
tong, ting.
We are having a snowstorm here in South Carolina. It's the third time I've seen snow in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing we don't have fucking snow this time. We got
Outdate
missed.
3D Panda super chatted $24.36. Buggy my nan is 93. She has cancer in her kidney. She has skin cancer and she's
She
still
got skin
rocking life.
cancer?
Everyone
What?
makes mistakes. Look at your positives, not your negs. You can make it better by being honest.
your
Do you
what?
get a pink drink?
All right, look it.
Negatives.
Look
Negatives.
it. Look
Negatives.
it. Look it. Boogie, this is what you need to do. You need to make a
Yeah.
call right now. Either you're gonna break up with Desi, or you're gonna fucking stand on business.
I'm
This
gonna
is-
stand on business. I'm definitely not breaking up with her. I still plan to marry this girl. I will be engaged by the end of this year. I promise you that.
Kind of hope they don't
You
have
need to take
kids. No
control
offense,
and
but like, I
tell
kind
her
of
to
hope they
fucking
don't
quit
have kids.
Being fucking delusional.
Speaking about this engagement shit, like, why haven't you got her an engagement ring yet?
Because me and Keem are still shopping for it.
Why are you still shopping for it? Like,
Because they're trying to get the right deal and the right one, and also it's not time. I again,
the word
I hate to spoil it. I'll probably postpone it
when
now, but
telling me you're
I'd
from the
seriously
city.
considered her birthday's in March during Fat Camp. I was seriously
No,
considering
no,
around
I'm
about
more
that
from
time,
like
certainly not on her
suburban,
birthday,
like
because that's crazy. But around
I'm
about
more
that time,
like
proposing
mixed
at Fat
suburban
Camp.
city
Don't,
area.
uh,
Where I live
don't do it around her
particularly
birthday. You want the anniversary and the birthday to
has
have
sort
at
of a
least a month
central city,
separation.
and then
Right,
like
Those
it's
two
kind of
different
spread.
events.
It's like there's a
My
city in
side,
the center,
I'm probably
right?
gonna push it further
but
down
then
the
it
road.
spreads out like
For a
not
lot
even
of
that
different
much,
reasons.
like a
Most
couple
of it 'cause I
blocks
told my
out. It
parents I had
becomes
to wait
more
till June
suburban.
of this
We
year
have a
to be
lot of
married.
people
And
that come from
you
the
can
big city
still
that come
buy
to
the ring
to where I live a lot.
now and be paying
So
for
it's
it.
like a lot of mixed
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
at the
slang.
end of the day, the ring is just a symbol. I'm not that worried.
I'm assuming that
Right,
you're
right,
either
what I'm saying
from
is, like, you should be using it to
one of the
kickstart
big
your credit
metropolis cities,
as
so
well.
either like
I already
LA,
have
New
really
York,
good credit. I'm at
Chicago,
620 right now.
Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. I'm gonna assume you're one of those
that whole
cities.
Blog TV with
If
my hands
anything,
up,
I'm gonna say you're from the
you're
East Coast.
Canadian, so that $20 is not going to hit the text
Sorry.
to speech. That's only $12, bud. Try again. That's only $12 USD, buddy. Try again. Ain't my fault your country shit right now. Ain't my fault your country shit right now, bro.
Hey, dude, dude, at the end of the day, regardless of whether or not I'm fucking dying or not, dude, I just want to wake up, man. I want to watch my shows. I want to play some games. I want to go have an adventure with my wife. I want to come in here and work. Like, how fucking blessed are we that on a hard day where I'm scheduled to do 2 shows or 3 shows, I work for 4 or 6 hours a day. There's tons of people out there who work 8 hours a day. They have an hour-long commute to fucking get there. Me and Desi get to spend as much time together as we want to fucking spend.
True. But here's the thing, though. Unlike you, Boogie, our complaints, unless depending on the job, is sort of justified, right? And most of us don't even complain. I don't really complain too much about my job when I worked at it. Maybe the commute, but like that wasn't really nothing because I was within my county, so it didn't really felt like I was working half the time. On top of that, you know, Boogie, you're making more money than me and you're working a fraction of the time that I'm working, right? Plus, you get sponsorship and everything. If you were to do your own, let's say Boogie was to do Local Live and then occasionally do his own YouTube channel, he is making more than I am within 2 or 3 years combined. So, when he complains, I'm not saying that his complaints are irrelevant, but it's coming from a place of you're not working much time and a lot of it can easily be fixed and you have the time, right, to fix those problems. Where it would take me days, right, worst case, a week or 2 to fix my issues. You have literally time. And if it's a relationship issue, it's still a fraction of that time. Like, why are you bitching? If this is an issue with you and Desi, you could probably fix it within a day, maybe half a day, maybe a fraction of a day. For me, it would take 2 days, right? And even if I was to fix it within a day, right, my relationship problem, Z, I'm not gonna pronounce. It's a local slang from my city. Okay. Now my slangs are more from like just the bigger cities. So I like New York and like LA and all that shit, right? Most of my slang comes from like either the East or West Coast or a mixture of the two. But I was saying, yeah, no, like for Boogie, like if I had a relationship issue, it would take me a day. Maybe it would take me I would have to take time out of my day when I'm working to just talk to my girl, right? Boogie, you can do that within 2 hours and still have a whole day to yourself.
We got money coming in. I'm able to help her with the shit that she needs to get done. I'm able to provide for us. I'm able to provide cool shit for us.
Well, I
like
hope you're able to provide for her.
Like, we have the best fucking life. This is the best my life has ever been, right here, right now. And most of that is because of her. And all she has to do is just fucking keep her head up and stop sinking to this fucking level. And her and I can be the happiest we'll ever fucking be, right? And like, I don't understand. I just don't fucking understand because of a fat fucking cunt like Becky. Like this fucking, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck you. For real.
Why are you
Get the fuck out of men's DMs. Fuck off. Fuck off. She's right because she knows that she slid into Michael's DMs. She knows that
What the fuck is this?
She slid into every fucking body else's DMs. She watches the show.
Okay,
She's
I
seen
get it. Okay,
Becky flirt with every fucking dude on here.
Stop. Yes, Becky is to blame a little bit, but this is more Desi's fault. Beans, what is your take?
My take is that I understand where Desi's coming from. Because being somebody in a relationship, sometimes you do feel guilty whenever you're in a relationship. Like, you feel like you're cheating yourself. You look at somebody wrong, you think you're cheating. So you probably think that the other person's cheating as well.
Oh,
It's
but
like an
how can
insecurity
they?
thing. I understand where she's coming from, but I don't think it's right.
420 super chatted $20. Noopy for VP. BYE John. Let that Muppet-looking fool go back to the government assistance line where he belongs. Boogie
Beans,
man
I know
up
you're-
and make it right with Desi. Stop flirting with your coworkers.
Well, Beans, I know your boyfriend wants to see me 6 feet under, but you're still welcome to message Desi anytime you all want to talk
Oh, yeah,
about this
yeah,
stuff.
that's a whole
you seem
different
like
thing.
a lovely person.
I would love to,
I want to put this out
especially
here.
because we're around the same age and stuff like that.
Becky's not in the wrong here. Becky's not flirted with anybody. Everybody's making her out to be like this huge person. I don't know about
No,
Mike.
no,
I don't know
no.
about the Mike situation, but I know what I've said. I know what Boogie's probably talked to her about. She's not flirted. This is a Desi problem. Let's keep it what it is, a Desi problem.
No, I'll keep it what it is. Becky has not flirted directly with me, but she's flirted with half the fucking people in this community.
Becky has like 10%.
Yeah, but
of the
flirting
blame.
can come in
Celtic
different
Assassin
way. It
94
doesn't
Damien
need to
super
be.
chatted $20.
It doesn't need to
Boogie
be
Dog,
in a very
do you ever
traditional
claim to
manner.
have
People can
autism
flirt
again unless you
and
actually talk to
develop
someone on the
chemistry in
spectrum?
different
Be
manners.
high-functioning.
Flirting is
All
just
right, so listen,
an easier way.
Beans is the new prosecutor on Lolcow Court. That's right. For those of you that don't know,
I mean, oh yeah,
in
look how court's
Lolcow
canceled.
Court,
It's transformed to
one
something
more
completely
chance,
different.
All right, and Beans is here. Are you here to press charges?
I am.
Lay it on us,
I
because
just want to say,
Boogie needs a distraction. Go ahead.
John, come out to play. We're gonna press charges on you. Just because you're an effeminate man that wants to transition doesn't mean that you can transition from
hold
viewer
the-
to
Hold the fuck
from
up. Are you,
VP to viewer whenever the fuck you want. What?
did I just see a 19-year-old girl reference the Warriors?
Wait, why are you
I'm
interrupting?
25.
She's pressing. Let her press charges. Then you can save your comments to the end. I'm sorry, Beans. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to press charges on John, and I'm pretty sure the Milkers does too. If he wants to fucking fight with a woman, he can fight with me.
What are the charges exactly?
Mind you, the women he's fighting with are all
he's being
very
charged with
boomerish.
sabotaging the streams and emotional damages.
So this is John from Lolcow Court. He has been getting a lot of backlash. When is he
I've
expected
spoken to
court?
John and I didn't realize who he was
He's
until
expected on
recently.
Friday
Someone was
at
trying to
8
say that
PM
John
Eastern
was
Standard Time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what
you
was
heard
it?
it here.
Someone was telling me
John
that
is on
John was
trial
kept behind the
Friday,
camera.
8 p.m.
That's
this
not really
Friday,
the
8
case,
p.m.
actually.
Okay, interesting. And
And
John?
if you want to show up, Boogie, you said that this all started when John made you crash out.
Yeah, I'll come with fucking John. I'm more than glad.
all right,
I don't know what the fuck my life's gonna look like between now and Friday, but if I'm free and I'm not fucking in
I-
a sane asylum, I'll fucking be there.
I appreciate it, Beans. Now listen, there's been a lot of people saying that this is Desi's fault, but there is one person that actually wants to defend Desi in this situation, and that would be Mick Juggernuggets. Go ahead, Jesse. What do you think about this?
I'm disappointed, Bug. For real.
For what?
You shouldn't be on the show right now. You should be going to fix it with her.
I understand. She told me to come in here. I did.
Also because they
Yeah,
want
she'd
to
wanna
profit
do
off
it.
and
You
profiteer
mean
from this stuff.
I believe.
To be
so.
fair, they do it to
I
Bell,
trust
they do
her.
it to Wings and
Again,
Kelly all the
if she
time.
tells
And
me
Keem
something, I
has
believe
said
it.
it a number of times.
What do you want?
Keem has said a number of times on stream that if you have personal drama, just bring it onto the show. And we've seen Kelly respond negatively to that, and for obvious reasons. So somebody coming in and telling Keem, who's probably right there, pissed, probably kind of irritated that this random guy comes in and tell him, don't do this personal stuff live. Yeah, it's probably pissing him off as we
Be with
speak.
her?
Obviously.
Well, what are you doing?
Waiting for the show to be over so I can go repair it with her.
So the show comes before your woman.
I mean, kind of does.
You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
And I think this is where it becomes scripted.
You're okay.
You could kind of
Oh,
tell that this
you're
was
okay.
You
pre-planned.
text her, Keemstar.
I did not. I have no involvement in this.
He didn't need a text her.
way
He
up
could have
there.
easily told Branley at a particular time to text her to jump in, or she could have been
Okay.
waiting and just waiting for her cue.
You're okay. You're okay.
Right.
We're all
Especially,
valid.
I don't know who this guy is, so that's probably
I'm sorry. I threw your
adding
shit
more to
out,
the
but
theory.
It's okay. It's almost over. Show will be over. We'll go to bed. Lay down. We'll watch Breaking Bad.
Huge ass
Yeah.
super chatted $20. Anyone else more entertained by the turtle swimming behind Wings than over Boogie and his fake crying over the child he
Word.
keeps hostage?
You're okay. You're okay. We're gonna be fine. I love you, sweetheart. Fucked up, but that's okay. I fuck up too. We all fucked up. Nothing you can't be forgiven for. It's nothing we can't fix. Okay, I love you.
This is a beautiful moment, ladies and gentlemen. So,
It's
McJuggernuggets, what you been up to?
oh, that's who it is, joking.
Not too much, man. Just chilling, vibing. You?
Yeah, busy.
You know,
building all these
you know what I
shows.
realized the other day, McJuggernuggets? That you were the kid in the video where
It's in 99.
No more pink. You don't get a pink drink for a little while because this is it's gotten exhausting. Like it's
Yeah, I didn't really
And
want too
with,
much.
So a lot of
literally
back.
goes together. We don't leave the house as much as we used to. So we still really
I made peace.
Wrestler.
Live after this one.
why you trying to be single here, McJuggernuggets? You need to art?
That's really it. I guess that's really all that is. It's just a whole heap of nothing. Oh, she got even closer. Did they make up? Yeah, I guess they made up. I guess that's what they ended up doing. That's really it to that whole stream. It's really not much bar from that. Really too much. Oh, honestly. Oh, we've been streaming quite a while. It should. Yeah, they just made up. It literally happened within a day. Where compared to like Wings and Kelly, it was probably gonna take a day, probably a little longer because Kelly is more of a hot-headed person. That's all that happened. It wasn't anything special. But we're gonna move on to the next thing. So I did a video on sort of comparing locale queens and locale and mafia milkers. How they said, what was it? I'm gonna actually pull up that stream now that they do. I don't want to use my own. We're gonna pull up the last stream from last night, where they did a comparison, and my whole point of my video was to sort of disprove that that locale queen had a very clear different identity than it is now than Mafia Milker, which doesn't really have
you don't.
Danny, holy shit, that fucking savage voice blasted right in my damn ear. We're gonna switch right back over. Actually, we're gonna take a small break. I'm gonna grab a little bit of coffee, some water, so I don't die. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We have been streaming for a good almost 2 hours. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good on my end. Whew. Hope everybody enjoyed the choice of music. I had to move around some stuff, so I had to change some music. OBS was a little acting up before I was streaming because I updated it, and because I was moving some files around, it took me a little longer to set things up. So a lot of the music choices I would have had originally have been shifted over. I may change that a bit more down the line, add more funny gifs here and there for people to enjoy. Especially in sections where I'm not really talking and we're just letting things go. That's usually what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Yep, I'm just checking sure everything. Apparently, before we move on to the next part of this, honestly, I should have had a docket. I didn't realize my voice was far off. Should have had a docket offhand. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do some dockets here and there for certain things that I wanted to cover or do. Right, that's probably what I want to do. But so a video of Only Use Me Blade is relapsing. If you don't know who Only Use Me Blade is, he's a YouTuber back in the day. He did a lot of COD stuff. He's friends with Wings, Keem, and Boogie. He's been on the show a few times. For a while, he was an alcoholic, like a big time, and he got himself in trouble for other stuff as well. So this is him apparently relapsing.
I don't know.
After being more than a year sober or close to a year sober, and it is always heartbreaking to see this shit happen with people who suffer from alcohol uses. And I should know.
What? What do you say, dude? God, you're a poor person. Okay, peoples.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have any teeth.
Let's get lit, peoples. Let's get lit, peoples. Hey, we're getting lit, peoples. Let's go. What the fuck?
Stony Nugget 2 has just donated $125. Take a shot now, poopy 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 poopy.
Oh, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. The money is flowing back. The money is flowing back in. So, and people love to see him getting plastered. That's just God. Is he gambling with real money?
No,
it's fake money.
Go get little bottles. No scam. I'm not gonna scam. Look at this fucking loser.
Hopefully that's working now.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
Can I get a $35 person?
So this. I guess that's all that is. Let's see what the comment. We're so fun. Oof, sad. That's really sad for him. Yeah, Only Using Me Blade was like a big time alcoholic. With the big time alcoholic. If he is back on drinking, I feel really bad. I really feel bad.
You're trying to make it.
Trying to see what are we looking at next? Okay, so that's not it. I just had to hear what the hell am I doing? Okay, so this is I clip a lot of this out from my video. Oh, wrong thing. Clip a lot of this out of my video. We're just gonna have to cut right through a lot of the fat
but they're just not working out. So
We're gonna watch a little bit of this before we move on to the main thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the absolute worst podcast on all of YouTube. You are watching Lolcow Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for you this evening, and that show is whatever the fuck's in the docket. But on top of that, I gotta fire people.
I gotta fire people. The usual. The usual.
It's not a good time. This is part of the job that sucks. Need to shit can some people just because things are not working out. I tried, but they're just not working out. So before I talk about the changes that are happening, let me just get the boys on the line here. And yeah, I might take a little bit. I might take a little bit to explain to y'all who's getting shit canned and whatnot. Of course, you know,
probably nobody because no one really gets fired.
Doesn't even know what's going on.
What's up, boss? I'm actually in a great mood. I just needed to check something real quick.
Well, he just said you're getting shit canned.
Oh, am I getting shit canned? Well, I'm still in a good mood. Fuck it.
Why are you in a good mood?
I slept 14 hours, and me and Desi worked it out last night.
I'm so glad you got rest, because when you said you didn't sleep for 2 days, I was like, dude, you gotta sleep. Because, like, bro, any little problem on low sleep is a major problem.
Yep.
What the fuck's going on with you? Tire pressure? Tire gauge?
No. I was showing the chat Boogie working it out.
He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong.
Oh, good Lord. I had to fucking leave to take my Cybertruck in to get work done.
Yeah.
So I had to set up the stream hella early, and I had no idea what the fuck we're doing on tonight's show. So I came up with the thumbnail, "We're back," and the title, "Oh my God, it's back." I don't know what that means. I don't know what's back.
I just sent you a thing.
I'm just gonna skip this shit, and we're gonna get to the main point. What I was saying earlier about how there is a difference between early queens and mafia milkers.
I want to do this, Tina.
Holy
you
shit!
Just want to have a good time, Tina. But the thing is,
yeah, Savage voice is literally overpowering. This is literally what the show is half the time. It's a Savage taking control.
I'm going to explain it because I've never had my chance to explain it.
And Lemmy not knowing what the fuck to do. Psycho Mom trying to wrangle these. You can look in her eyes of how disappointed she is. Just she's working with two freaking idiots. Or you compare it to Queens.
Me. So, real low?
Pump it up. Yeah, the intro music was low too. You might have to just turn whatever you're sending. No. All of us are low to them, to the stream.
Okay.
Where you see?
Let me see if I can figure that out. Give me 1 second.
Well, you
where you have at least 3 people there, or 2 of them who are
Harvard
competent.
doesn't have a course in how to change volume.
It's streaming,
on things,
and
so
one
give me
person.
1 second.
Yeah, they
That's
didn't
just
have a
Becky.
makeup tutorial either. Look at you.
I'm sure Akeem will pop in. I don't want to bore the audience too much with this stuff. So, can we talk about how hard it's been just to make it to the first episode? Grace, how crazy has it been for you?
Yeah, it was wild, especially you completely turning on me and saying I was a pedophile and a criminal.
Albert here.
Wild.
See, starting off really
I feel
great
like
with a
ever since
lot
the
of
beginning, first of all,
tense in the world. Sorry, this is too low. Sorry, that's a low because fucking Savage is she speaks too loud.
Mute and boot, and then call me soft. Call me soft. Fuck out of here, bitch. You're soft. When you mute and boot. I can't.
You can make the case that Tina and Savage are similar. I don't think so. Well, they are similar because they kind of grew up in a very same environment, but I think Tina had a sense
we're
of
down 1 link,
maybe like
so
more
pour one
respect
out
and
for
a lot
links.
more
She's stopped now.
level-headed.
I'm sure she'll still be popping in, but I remember saying from the very beginning, the toughest part is literally just make it to the first episode. I never thought we would all end up fired.
Like how
So
it's cleaner, right? The audio is a lot more cleaner. Yeah, it's low, but it's a lot more cleaner than
Say it right. Mute and boot.
the hell is happening here.
You No.
do that to you. They always do that to you. They mute you and then they try to silence you. And we're not going to do it anymore. We are
Oh,
not
they're
gonna
saying
do
I'm
it.
too loud. Hold on, I'll cut my sound down.
Oh,
Hold on
shit.
a second, y'all. Hold on a second.
I mean, it is our first.
Listening over there, right?
Going
No,
to
no,
help
no,
you with
no, no,
internet.
no.
And it's just this for the
Ed,
next.
you told
God damn, that's
King to
fucking loud.
last couple of goddamn
Wings first and got it.
And it's just that's all it is. It's just them
Realize what was happening.
dealing with technical issues. It's them. It's a very not even like a slow burn show. It's just very slow and boring.
This is your time to shine. This is your time to shine.
Okay, her audio is
Sam.
actually fixed.
So you didn't get the memo. So this is not my problem that you didn't know what I was getting brought in to do. Now you didn't start this whole hate campaign on me for no damn reason. You went from you went to Boogie, Wings, Keem, who else? Over there, Billy, over there, Ziley.
Again,
You
it's
went
funny how
running,
she's
running,
not
running, running.
Savage. She's the taking lead of the show. Where here you can at least say that even as you get into the episode, right? Especially when links come around, the show becomes more entertaining.
We have a rough show outline, which nobody
Like
contributed
30
to
minutes
except
in,
for
boom,
me. So
the
if you
show's
don't
becoming
mind,
more entertaining, especially them arguing with Becky. Tina's not speaking much, but that's fine because what she does is very loud and clear. Where
running like the roach you are.
30 minutes in,
The
it
roach
is the
that you
same
are
shit.
On your little leg.
I love it. The cowbell is. She ended
I'm
that
not treating her
stream
like shit like
in a
you did. You
very
shut
good
up. I
mood.
And as I said before, there's a clear difference in both show people and producer. Heck, I would even say that the fact that they had RTU later on is a clear difference. This is an hour in, right? This is an hour in. Mind you, they have more time to make this show. So an hour in, they have RTU. An hour into this show, they have
Glammy?
Yes.
Keem.
Okay. Exactly.
That hateful.
And it's just going
Just
over the dumb
because-
shit that, and it's just a boring one.
Fuck, Bo, get up.
Especially when this is 5 days ago, so mine is 17K, and I believe on their first stream they got around like since the time span. I'm trying to remember, I think it's got around like 2,000. Where this got a lot more views on their first day alone. There's a clear difference between the two shows. Now let's go into more current time, right? Let's get into more current time between the two shows. Then at that point, then I would say that there is more similarities. All right, at that point, then the similarity of them not having any identity is more true at that point. And we're gonna get into that as we go into it.
I'm a savage, I'm a psycho.
Yep. So
Like, who the hell is this
I'm so
woman?
glad Boogie and Desi worked it out. I'm really, really glad. That is
For
so
sure.
good. And I do understand the whole trust issue thing, so I get it. I'm gonna try to stay in my seat. I'm gonna try not to circle. But yeah, I'm so glad they worked.
Did a little thing with him in the beginning of our.
Oh,
thank
because the
you,
second
Matt.
one was actually
Glammy, I
talking.
love you. I'm always torn when it comes to her because, like, there are things she does that it's like, oh, girl, what? But then it's like, yeah, you're funny, you're entertaining. I get it.
Power. About power with Becky. She's on a huge power ego trip, and it's like I thought it was so disrespectful, kicking the host out and just taking. Oh, it's like they must have been going in the back, going, you fucking bitch.
iPad. Somebody said iPad kid. That's funny because somebody at the club used to call me iPad kid. I had a comment on that.
Azures agrees. We love you, Azures. Glammy's just a little too loud. Okay, give me a second. I will fix it. Hang on. I know this.
I like when Wings came in and he said, "Oh, she's on the iPad because she lost the remote. It's been missing for 2 years."
Yeah. The other things we have today too is that did you hear about Josh Block? I know Keem's covered it on Locale Live where he was talking about Josh Block and how he's being managed by this horrible fellow that
It's pretty old news at this point. Now let's go to
a
Locale
real
Queen.
person. Okay, I think she can handle it. Okay, she's the host of Locale Queens. She can handle some shit talking, and I forget it can get a little bullying. And Bridget got on here and she was drunk. And by the way, Bridget's going to be on here in a little bit, and she's mortified by how she acted last night. She's embarrassed. I'm going to let her talk about that herself. You know, we're not without sin here, but admittedly, Becky's stones that she cast were a lot harder than ours. So we're dealing with the ramifications 24 hours later.
So can we talk about the important thing here, which is me and how
Of
I
course.
caused all this trouble without
Of
even
course,
trying?
Queen Slay, Queen Slay.
Yeah, because there are certain things we couldn't bring up
Slay,
about you
Queen
because it
Slay.
triggered you, so you turned around and triggered him instead. Isn't that pretty simple?
Honestly, Tina.
But that's really it. My point is that both shows are currently do have an identity crisis because with Locale Queens, they let me move out of this way. With Locale Queens, its identity was a female version of Locale Live, and it had the host and producer, not host, but it had hosts that are capable of running the show regardless of technical issues. Whereas with Mafia Milker, it's just boomers. But they're not interesting because you're not giving them interesting things to look at, or they don't have the curiosity to look into that kind of stuff. And that's all really what it is. And I disagree with what they said with Keen Boogie and Wings. It's like, no, Locale Queen, yeah. Did it suck at first? Not really. It was fun to watch, especially with the people that were involved early on. Now it's not even fun to hate anymore. And that was my whole point of the video, was that. Oof. Stream for 2 hours. I think we're gonna cut it off here. I think good stream we had today. I haven't streamed the last couple of days because of a lot of things going on in my house. And currently right now it's kind of hard for me to share my streams because of Discord fucking not nuking my account. I'm just unable to do a lot of things with my account. So I'm a little bit out of commission for a little bit. So maybe until hopefully like in a couple hours or by end of the day, I'm back to able to use my account. Probably hopefully by tomorrow I'm back to normal. But that's really all I wanted to stream today. I had other stuff I wanted to do, but I think I'm going to save those for later. Mostly because like I'm a little tired, but also because I just wanted to stream for you guys. It was a good stream. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good stream. I think it was a nice stream today. Very chill, very vibey, very much cozy stream, I would even say. But with that saying, thanks everybody who's been watching. Thanks everybody who liked, share. Really do appreciate it a lot. It helped me a lot as well. It was great talking to everybody today, and thanks everybody who watched. With that saying, till next time, everybody, be safe, be good, keep warm, drink a lot of water, remember to rest up, and take it easy. And God bless. Cue the outro.